Let's start streaming on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. It is Monday. We are working on Hyperslice. And today we are going to do a bit of UI stuff. Let me show you what it means. And then talk about game design and more, which is going to be exciting. So one thing I've been wanting to do, when you're playing the game, you can see what upgrades and abilities you have, and I want to also display the amount of them you have if you have multiple of them. So I'm thinking I'm gonna put the number in here, right? I'm thinking I'm going to put it right there. I think it looks nice. I thought, let me know what you think. I also thought about putting it at the bottom, but I feel like it can collide with the icon quite easily. It could be at the top, it could be on the right, but I feel like just like that looks good enough. I think it's good enough. So we just need to connect it, basically. So yeah, we're going to start with that. And will it only ever be a single digit value? I think it will. Yeah, I've thought about that, and so it happens when you have multiple of the same upgrade. For example, you can get the upgrade speed, and you get it once, twice. I think maximum will be like 4 or 5, depending on the length of the game, right? Hello, Mr. Happy Monday. How is life on your side? Hello, Furet. It's good. It's going great. Like, yeah, I think it's going great. I'm excited to try some new things for Hyperslice and release this fucking game at some point. I need to hurry. To be honest with you, I need to hurry, which is not a good feeling. But yeah, you know. So I think let's drive this amount container. Okay, let's drive this amount container. Let's show it. So let's do multiple things. First of all, let's grab the amount container. And also I'm gonna keep it like this. That way I can't do shitty stuff. And so in the upgrade res, now that I know what upgrade res I have, call deferred update anchors. So if we have the upgrade res, what I can do is get the amount, var amount to display. It should be an int, and we can call the upgrade manager and tell get upgrade, get amount, get player upgrade amount. Yes. The upgrade is going to be upgrade res target, I think. Sir Bozo on YouTube, nice, hello, thank you. I like the position. I was thinking at the number of chevrons showing the progression like an army badge, but the number feels better. The chevron would be interesting for like a rank, I guess, right? It would be a good idea to show something like a rank, like maybe you upgrade. It doesn't really exist right now in the game. Maybe it will at some point, but like making, like ranking up the ability. In here, it really shows how many of that upgrade you have, how many upgrades. So I think it's going to be easier for people to understand that with the number. But the chevron would be very interesting for the other thing. Cleaner anyway. Yeah, probably a bit easier to parse. So what do I want in here? I want the PID and the which target. And the which target is the target. And I want to show that. So right now the ID is 0 because I don't show both player. Mike, lurk. Yeah, no problem. Hello, Mike. Hope you're doing good. So, what I'm going to do, we have this amount to display. If we are going to do something very simple, if the amount to display is superior to 1, strictly superior to 1, we are making it visible. So the first thing I do in here is amount container I hide it, and in here, if it's visible, I show it, and I will grab the amount directly. I won't like create a separate component or anything. I will call that amount label. It's going to be easier. How is it going, my four-eyed brethren? What? What does that mean? Hello, Yuri. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good too. But I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Good. I don't know. Last week, I think I went through so many different stages. Like, it was difficult after the Next Fest because, you know, we talked about it. I was kind of disappointed. But at the same time, I quickly got back into working mode and like, okay, what can I do? What can I improve? How can I make the game better? How can I talk about it? But it was cool. And this weekend was really nice. It was amazing being in the mountains with friends. It was pretty cool. So I think it helped. It helped. Feeling better, right? Glasses, you know. That's the thing. I used to be more perfect, and now I'm less perfect. I need to be augmented by glasses, you know what I mean? Or augmented, not really augmented. I'm getting back to the level I was before. I'm joking, of course. Don't take that too seriously. What am I doing? Amount to display. Oh, wow, I can't type anymore. Amount to display. Augmented. Yeah, I'm not even augmented, right? I'm wearing glasses in 3rd grade. Perfect as you are. Thank you. No, but I'm joking because in the past, when some friends had like beginning of losing your hair, I don't know how it's called in English, I forgot, like becoming bald. Some of them were wearing glasses. Some of them maybe are diabetic or whatever, you know. And so you're like, oh, I don't have any problems. So I'm perfect in the sense that I have nothing. Like everything goes well. And then it starts to decline. You're getting older and you get glasses and your knee is now hurting and your back also is hurting and you see what I mean? Balding, yes. So yeah, I'm not even augmented. I'm just going back to my normal level. Anyway, what the fuck is going on? You can't assign a type int. Are you fucking crazy? Okay, so we display that in the amount. I think we need to do a test. So let's test. I've been talking on socials about my problem for the slice versus the dash push. And I've been getting some interesting ideas. Maybe we can discuss that at some point. So this one, the show 4th option, you can see it's in here now. And as you can see, the 4th option is not going to be... there's no number because, well, you don't need to have a number. If I add it again, it should not show, but it's showing. So there's a problem here. You see there's a problem here. What do you think about the number, though? So there's a bug, but what do you think about the number? It's pretty cool. I would say the only problem is that it's pretty thin. You know? The highlight is pretty thin. And so Godot is having trouble showing it. I guess that's the only problem. But it looks cool, though. It looks pretty cool. Okay, so, few things. Let's open up Notion. We have some problems. So first of all, I'm doing that. I'm doing the handle stuff. The dash region on damage, I'm not sure I'm going to do it. Let's do to-do. I know why it's possible. Okay, so it's my fault. Okay, just to make things very clear for you, when I'm adding an upgrade through the console, I'm just forcing it, right? There's no limits. So I can add the same things, the same upgrade. I can add it multiple times. It's normally not possible because when you start a run in Hyperslice, I populate a pool of available upgrades. Some of them will be unique, some of them will not be unique. If they are unique, the moment you get them, they're removed from the pool. They're not available anymore. And if they're not unique, you can get them multiple times. So when I'm adding them manually through the console, I'm bypassing all of that. Which is why you see that. Which is why you see I have the upgrade twice. This upgrade, you can't have it twice. It's unique, right? But that's okay. It's not a problem. In-game, it will not happen. So that's a good thing. But we still have the problem that we are displaying, instead of just displaying the thing twice with the number, we're just adding it twice. So we need to remove that. So show number on upgrade only if superior to 1, and then add only 1 entry per upgrade. Of course, this makes sense, right? So this is okay. Now I'm wondering, do we keep the number like that? I'm wondering. Let me check something. Because the lines are super small. The lines are very, very small. So maybe I remove the border. What do you think? If we remove the border, maybe it's slightly less clear what it means. No, we have two. We have two of them, right? Is it better? It's less visible, but I think it's okay, right? If we remove the border around the number, that way it makes it... Because look at it. If we don't have it, it's so small that it's not displaying correctly. Godot is having trouble displaying such a thin line. So I think I'm removing the line and I think it's okay. I don't think it's a problem. And the placement is not too bad. The placement is not too bad. The placement could be better though. And I know exactly what's happening. You see it's placed towards the... it's not placed exactly where I want. And this is because... Yeah, do that. Yeah, thank you. I think I'm gonna do that. You're right. I think I'm gonna do something better, which is... What if I put my pins right there and right there? You know what I mean? Is that what I should do? I'm stupid. I should put... Oh yeah, but it's going to become bigger because of that. No, maybe not. Like if I change my upgrade button now. That's not what I want. It's not what I want. What I want is this. What I want is a precise pin at the center, I guess. At the center of where it should be and where it should stay. Yeah, I think that's what I want. Border can go absolutely freely. Yeah. I made the font slightly bigger, but it might be hard to tell from a stream. The font could be a bit bigger. You're right. You're right. Should be center anchored to the image. It could be centered anchored to the image, but then if the image becomes bigger, it will break. So I think my anchor right there is fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make that slightly bigger. Like that, slightly bigger. And so my amount can become slightly bigger too, like 27. The font is so blurry. Do you know how to make better fonts? Do you know how to have better fonts in Godot 4? In Godot 3, sorry. Do you know what I should do? This is awful. This is awful. 20 was kind of good. This is so blurry. Oversampling or MSDF, whatever is available. We don't have that, right? We don't have that in Godot 3. On import. Oh, okay. Yeah, give me a second. Manolo. Shit, with sign distance fields. Zek, I don't think I can do that very easily. Anti-aliased, hinting, override oversampling. If set to a value greater than 0, it will override the default font oversampling, ignoring Sintry use font oversampling value, and viewport stretch mode. Okay. Where is the font oversampling method put? Where is it defined? Do you know? Is it in my tress? No, I don't have anything in here, right? Fallback. Resource. Write somewhere else and import. Shoot with sign distance field. So, what happens if I and what is the number? What is the number? Like 0. But what should be a number? Use font oversampling. Is that a project setting? You can do that very easily. You just have to use a tool like MSDF Gen to generate arbitrary MSDF atlases. No, yeah, but I don't have time for that. Just to have, like, I don't usually have simple, small text. So usually it's fine. MSDF is involved. It requires shader. Oh yeah, I won't go that route. Like CorelDRAW. Oh, you mean a training bot? You're telling me to draw it somewhere else and import like an image? No, I need that to be dynamic. Godot 4 supports MSDF from the box. Yeah, but I don't have Godot 4, unfortunately. You know. Use oversampling. Okay, what if what is going to be the problem by oversampling it a bit, right? Oh my god, it's better. Oh, that's so cool. Look at how sharp it is. 3 times oversampling. Is that okay? It's going to reduce the amount of I don't know. Is it going to be a burden on the system? By default, it's tied to the content scale of the main viewport. Okay. Insert obligatory back in my day around here. Oh my god. This is good, guys. I like that. This is good. 3. And we have a very sharp 3 now. Which is not good. You know why it's not good? The font placement is so fucking stupid in this engine. But it's not the fault. It's not Godot's fault. I like sharp 3s, and I cannot lie. Perfect. You can see how oversampling affects things in my GUI scaling demo project. Yes. Okay. I could check that. Will I? Will I though? Maybe not. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I will not. No, I forgot to start my treadmill tracking. Oh my god, it's going to be wrong. I've lost how many times? How much time? I've lost 26 minutes. Fuck. It's going to be wrong. Thankfully, I can edit the data very easily. Very easily. It looks good. Thank you. Great to hear that Godot 4 supports MSDF font out of the box, though. I've been manually generating them for years at this point. Godot 4 is doing lots of cool stuff in terms of quality of life. I feel like the main reason to switch to Godot 4 is the quality of life. I feel like as a 2D person, as a mainly 2D person, Godot 4 is really only about the quality of life. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me if you think there are other things that are like, now, that really needed. It's a shame they're going the UID route though. Why? I think it's been discussed extensively, and it seemed like it was a good solution. MSDF is not perfect though. Sometimes oversampling is better. So oversampling would be what, Yuri? It would be increasing the font size and then scaling it down, right? Like rendering a high resolution and then just scaling. Would it be the solution? If yes, it's imported, rasterized at higher scale. Yes. Okay, but is it done? Is it done automatically? MSDF is more dynamic. Yeah, because MSDF is like a signed distance field stuff, right? Oh yeah, I know about that. I've heard about it for textures and stuff for a while, and I feel like it sounds incredibly cool and useful, and yet it feels like we're just not using it. I've seen a talk about that from Valve, I guess, or someone else somewhere. Like they showcased how useful it was for some textures, and then nobody's using it. Or at least we are not using it. Team Fortress 2 uses it for decals. Okay, that might be why. I've heard about it. Also, MSDF breaks font shapes because of SDF, so it can also be a problem depending on the font. UID don't compose, path compose. Robust system can be built on path-based resource identification by firing employees who don't understand path manipulation. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, but you can still use both, right? You can still use both. You don't have to use the UID. You can still use your path if you want. So you can still compose using path. Isn't it good that you can do both? You can use UIDs directly if you want, if you find it more flexible or whatever. And at the same time, you can still also use path to get some resources or whatever, wherever you want. So it feels like it's good because it's giving you two options. Are you using GDScript? I am. GDScript is good. I see no reason to use C#. No fucking reason. It's integrated, easy to use, it's fast enough. I like it. Thank you, Diemonsky, for the follow. Welcome. Okay, so when we fill in, to handle 2 players, I don't care about that right now. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to go through the upgrades. How can I do that? I need to skip. I simply need to skip the player up. I could get a get player upgrades unique, and it runs on web by default. Exactly. It's just super cool. I love it. I love a good GDScript. Good GDScript, and GDScript is getting better and better and better with every Godot 4 release. It's just getting better and more powerful. So it's great. Now we have typed dictionaries. That is awesome. We have lambda functions. We have so many cool things. And in the future we might get traits, or I don't know. So yeah, I'm fine with it. So either I create a function that gives me unique upgrades, or I just skip them. But to easily skip them, I would need to know what are the upgrades that are being displayed. I could keep track of them locally. It would be way easier to get a function that returns the things that are only local, that are only unique. I mean, not unique, but I don't get duplicates, right? I don't care about the numbers. I just care about the thing. I don't know. I think I'm going to keep track of them right there, and we'll see. Var resources array. I'm going to keep track of them locally. I'm like that, you know. Hey, Vex, how are you freaking doing? Every studio I've worked with that has relied on UIDs in their internal asset managers have regretted it in the long run. The issue is that it takes a while for the cost to catch up with you. Okay, but is it... Okay, but I feel like you're discussing kind of something that is different. No? In the sense that Godot uses UID to track something quite specific initially, to avoid like, I don't know if I'm the best one to discuss that. Honestly, I don't really know. But I feel like to fix the problem that we had with the resources, especially the scripts changing their UID all the time, I feel like it's a good enough solution, and I don't think it's really about managing assets. As a user, I feel like you're still going to use Path, but I don't know. But precisely because they're in a position to not feel the consequences of them. Maybe I could understand what you're saying. I just don't know if it's. I don't know if I agree. I have no idea. I can't compare. But I understand what you mean. It could be. It could be. One of my main critique with Godot over the years has been that Godot is made by people who are not making games. But at the same time, because the community is big enough, people can voice their opinion, especially people that are making games or making big games and stuff like that, and maybe they can weigh in and say, hey, it's a bad idea because this and because that and whatever. But I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. Hope you had a good break. Yeah, it was good, Vex. Thank you. I think you asked about the implications of oversampling. Basically, more memory usage because bigger textures, so maybe slightly bigger load times, maybe more chance for a hiccup on load first render, but nothing special otherwise. Yes, of course. But is it really going to do that, though? Is it going to do that? We're talking about textures that are pretty small, no? So it shouldn't have an impact. Maybe on the Switch, which is incredibly bad, but otherwise should be fine, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so I keep track of my resources in here, right? I put the resource, I say if upgrade res in resources, I continue, I skip it, I skip you. Otherwise, I do append upgrade res. This is very inefficient, or is it? Let's see. Not that small. Imagine a giant table of every character in the font rendered at, say, 30 pixels. Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. It could become quite big. It could become quite big, considering how many pixels we have to render, because we have to render all of the things. Yeah. So look at that. It works now. Upgrades. We don't have three buttons added, but we have the number in here, which is showing how many options, how many things we do have. So let's do add ability dash slot. Dash slot is a good example because we can have multiple of them. And now it's not working anymore because it's not an ability. It's not an ability dash slot, it's an upgrade. Add upgrade. Right. Look at that. And then we have a second one. And boom. Pretty good. Pretty fucking good. Very simple. Hopefully it is. Do you need to restart this Steam every time recompile game or not? My game doesn't really compile, right? It doesn't really compile. It's not C++. It's not C#. It's not whatever. It doesn't really compile. And no, I don't have to restart Steam. I don't touch Steam. Steam is in the background, no problem. I'm happy. What the fuck is wrong with the dash slot? It looks... There's something weird in the... There's a bug in my... There's a bug in my icon for the dash slot. But I think it works, right? So I'm happy. Look at that. Did you see? Fuck. Whoops. Incredible, right? Incredible. Let's open up. FBI, open up. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Opened recent. More. Can you see this? I'm ready for Godot 4.5. I made my thumbnail in advance. Godot 4.5. Because why not? Why not? Speaking of Godot 4.5, I've made some videos, right? Maybe you've seen them already, but if you didn't check my videos, I made a devlog on for Hyperslice on Steam. For some reason, my Steam Deck doesn't want to print the things, but I think if you do elliptic, it works. And then, of course, on Ellipteach, I made a video about Godot 4.4, which is working pretty well. The video is like 30k views or something. It's doing okay. Always be prepared. Yeah, exactly. You know why I did it like that this time? Because for 4.4, I created the video the day of release, which was a lot of work in the same day, because I was also finishing my devlog at the same time. So it was not pleasant. I made it very fast. Because you made that video on the second channel, some Godot Digest called you Mr. Ellipteach. Oh! Who is Godot Digest? Called you Mr. Ellipteach. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, Mr. Ellipteach. That's it. My second channel is becoming more popular than my first one. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen, you know? It was the next logical step. Godot Digest. Godot 4.4 is finally out, and that's and it's not the only release. We also have a new Godot Meta Toolkit plugin. That's true. That's true. We do have a new Godot Meta plugin. Mr. Teach lists his favorite features in this release. I mean, to their credit, it's the name of my channel, so maybe they don't know, right? It's fine. It's totally fine. I don't really care. Okay, I have a problem with this one. Ooh, would you look at that? Do you see? I saw it when I was looking at the game. When I was looking at the game, look at that. Fuck, look at that. There's a sneaky little curve behind in here. Ooh, sneaky. Boop. We kill you. We kill you, sneaky. Okay, let's push that. Give me a second. I'm gonna find the right place to put it. Hyperhue. Hyperhue it's called. Can you believe that? Where is it? I forgot. Handling where you put things in a project is really not fun. But I know where it is. It's in resources, visual, and it's in upgrade dash amount, I think, right? Can I see this shit? Ah, go fuck yourself. I don't want to open that with Notepad. Show me. Show me. Yes, it's this one. Upgrade amount. Okay, yes, I want to replace it. Have they become more better with 3D? Yes. Honestly, Godot 4 was already capable. Godot 3 was already capable for 3D. The thing is, most people that are saying that Godot sucks with 3D is because they don't really know shit, you know? And so they expect, like, they compare Unity and Unreal by just dropping in an FBX and they look at the result and they're like, oh my god, it sucks in Godot. Godot was capable, right? It was lacking a bunch of stuff, and it's still lacking a bunch of stuff. Again, especially quality of life, but also like for higher end rendering, I guess. The way to deal with lights and stuff. Some of the stuff is still a bit broken, but you can still do stuff, right? You can still do stuff. It's not really a problem. I think we fixed it. Fix icon. I think we fixed it, guys. Very easy. So upgrade button, upgrade display. It's good. It's goody good. So this is called handle multiple upgrades of the same type in upgrade display. Fuck, I forgot an L, but I don't care. I don't fucking care. How about platform support? Platform support is mostly, do you have enough money to pay for porting? Which, to be fair, no, it's not just about the money. It's two things. You can port to consoles. This is not a problem, right? Look at some. There are many games that are made with Godot that are on the Switch, for example. There's a free port for the Switch, and if you're successful enough, you will pay a porting company, and you will be on Xbox or whatever. Just look at Brotato, for example. It's a good example of a game that has been ported, and I don't think it's a big problem. The truth is that many developers think about platform support as if it was important for them. The truth. You're not even making games on Steam. Why are you thinking about console? Right? I think people are overthinking. Instead of making games, they're overthinking what could be the potential future of their hit while they're not even creating anything. So stop worrying about that and just make games. No, but I mean it's fair. For some people it's fair because they're quite advanced and they will release, right? They will release on Steam. Peut-être que je suis nul. Non. Peut-être que c'est juste nul. Aussi, pourquoi vos gens trouvent-ils encore des bombes de la Seconde Guerre mondiale? Arrêtez de vous prélasser dans les croissants et nettoyez les bombes. Why are they still finding bombs? Honestly, I don't know. Probably because thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of bombs were dropped. Like, I don't think we can imagine how many bombs were dropped, right? So, yeah. Is this copy pasta? Are you talking about Peacebreaker? It helps the Switch is off-the-shelf NVIDIA hardware, and Xboxes are just AMD boxes with box standard DirectX API. Sony's still in the corner with being special though. Yeah. I mean, he's using a translator because he's not French. Switch is also full of shovelware these days. That's true. Yeah. Morio. It's not about overthinking. Your game be noticeable on Steam, but a success on the Switch. I understand what you mean, Morio. What I'm trying to say is that many beginners game devs are talking about console support, even though they didn't make Murillo, maybe. I don't know, sorry. Maybe they're not even creating games yet. You see what I mean? This is overthinking in the sense that when you start making music or learning music, you don't start by thinking where you're going to tour, in which places you're going to do concerts in other countries, right? You start by fucking learning and by fucking making things. And then eventually, if you're successful, you might think of that. The problem is that people overthink stuff constantly. And it's just a reason to not do stuff. That's why I'm saying just do it. Just fucking do it. Right? And imagine getting stuck with Unity because you think that console support is better on Unity, but you have all of the downsides of Unity, all of the drawbacks, when you could be using Godot. That would be crazy, right? Don't worry about releasing on Steam when you don't even have a build of your game to email a friend. Or friends to email games to. That's true. Okay, if you're learning, just do anything. Even do it on the web with GS. Yeah, totally. Even with Python. You want to make something simple, you use Pygame and you make a game, that's fucking great. I'm making stuff left and right, never worrying about whether it's going to be played by anyone. Yeah, I think it's fine. People overthink. We tend to overthink. And I think it's because it's easy. I think it's because that leads to some kind of perfectionism, which allows you to be comfortable. And when I'm saying that, I'm also doing it in some ways, right? I'm also doing it in some ways. We all are doing that. Mainly, most of us are doing that. Overthinking, perfectionism, it's just a way to protect yourself from doing things, right? It's just a way to stay comfortable in not doing things, because doing things, showing things to people, it makes you vulnerable, and it's difficult, and it takes time, and it takes effort, and you will suck at it, right? Initially, you will suck at it. The first time you do something, you suck at it, and that's difficult. So by being a perfectionist, you avoid all of that because you're in your head and you're like, yeah, but I'm thinking, I'm planning, I'm learning, I'm studying. No, you're not. You're just not doing stuff. That's the truth, right? And we all do that. Some of us a bit more than others. Something simple, Pygame, choose one. No, come on, Pygame is not that difficult, right? I made something in Pygame. What did I do? I made a tic-tac-toe with min-max AI. That was fun. It also leads to procrastination. Yeah, totally. And usually we procrastinate on stuff that is kinda worrying. Like when you're afraid of something, you procrastinate, right? Not just because it's boring, but because it might be difficult. You don't know if it's going to be difficult or not. You don't know if you're going to make it to be able to. You don't know if you're going to be able to do it or not. So you're afraid, and so it's easier to just not do it, right? It's just easier. I have a question. Nothing left to do, but do it. Nothing left to do it, but do it, is my motto. Nothing left... What? Nothing left to do it? But do it. I don't understand. I'm sorry, I don't understand. I don't understand. Nothing left to do, but do it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I see. Okay, I've been walking for 47 minutes. Okay. It's fucking hot. It's fucking hot in here, guys. How hot is it in your place? How hot is it? We're still in winter, right? Oh, it's very soon. We have the change. We're changing hours. We're switching to the summertime. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait. Something I love about summer is you end your day. You end your day and you have time. You have time to go. You have time to go to the lake and eat at the lake. And it's like 9 p.m. and the sun is still out. And that feeling, those long days, the warmth of the sun on your skin while you're eating a nice little meal in front of the lake. Oh my fucking god, that's amazing. It's the opposite of winter, right? It's so warm and so welcoming. I love it. I fucking love it. 18 degrees and no clouds. No clouds either in my case. 17 where I live. It's 17. 17 is pretty hot in here, right? 1,000 miles. Why? What? Difficult is not really a problem for me, but I do try to avoid unfun, like figuring how to compile stuff with make. I understand what you mean, but I also think that for some people, it's they're lying to themselves when they say that. For some people will say, no, it's not that I'm not. It's not that I'm afraid of that thing. It's that it's just not fun. Sometimes it's hiding the fact that you are actually afraid of it. Afraid of, for example, not being able to do it, not being able to understand whatever, right? I'm not saying that it's your case, but it might be. As in, there's nothing else that can be done other than to do the thing you're are kicking forward. Okay. It happened Saturday night for us, and I didn't recognize that until 11 p.m. last night. Okay. I envy you that, because we are in the same time zone, but we are like 2 solar hours apart. Ah, true. Going to the lake in the evening when it's 32 outside? Nah, you gotta do that at 5 a.m. in the summer mornings are the real treat. You know, where I live, in the summer, it's not supposed to be 32 degrees outside, especially at the end of the day, right? If you go there at like 7 p.m. or 8 p.m., it's not supposed to be that hot. If it's that hot, it means that we are in a heat wave, and it's horrible, right? It should not be the case. We have more and more heat waves, but it should not be that hot. So honestly, at the end of the day, why do I like it at the end of the day? Because you can relax. It's a good way to relax, and it's much easier to relax when you're at the lake that when you are in your apartment. You have so many distractions. You might even be tempted to work again, or just browse YouTube aimlessly or whatever. When you are at the lake, it's like this peaceful moment where you're just connected with nature, right? You don't have anything else to do. You just chat with your friends or with your loved one, and you eat something. It's amazing. And you go in the fucking water. So even if it's 30 degrees out, you go in the water and you're cooled down immediately. You're like, that's amazing. And you were sweating before, and now you're going in the lake and you're like, that feels amazing. No, honestly, I can't wait. 30 degrees in the evening was a daily thing last summer here in Serbia. Yeah, it's pretty hot in Serbia, no? I feel like it's pretty hot. You have very high temperatures. You can get very high temperatures. The only time it was possible to go outside at all. Yeah. 30 degrees during the midday is what we call hot in the summer. It's pretty hot, right? It's pretty hot. I'm 1.6 kilometers above sea level. At elevation, the temperature is directly exposed to sun exposure. So at the end of the day, it's the odd test. Directly tied, yeah. 1.6 kilometers above sea level? You live that high? Okay, interesting. Interesting. Going to be 85 later this week. I hope it stays this way when I go to Indiana at the end of the month so we can go hiking. What are you living on Mars? So what is 85 in normal units? 85 in degrees. It's 29. Oh my god. That's still high. That's still high, 29. It's 29. 29 degrees Fahrenheit, Celsius, sorry, for us. For all of us Europeans and normal people. So it's 29. 29 is still very hot. To go on a hike, it's going to be hot, right? I think my perfect temperature is something around, I would say 20 degrees. I think is kind of perfect, right? What do you think? 20 is kind of perfect because it's not too hot, meaning you can do sports, you can go on a hike, you can go cycling, you can do stuff, and it's not too hot. Because when it's above that, the moment you start moving, you start sweating like horribly. Let's use Kelvins. 75 is room temperature. So anything above that is warm in Fahrenheit. It's room temperature? What does that mean, room temperature? Are you telling me that your room in the winter is 24? Oh my god. My room in the winter is like 17 max. And I'm freezing. Scientific terms. Okay. I can use the unit in scientific studies, but not for everyday stuff. When you're done with the game, are you going to have a mobile version? Training bot. I don't think I'm going to have a mobile version for two reasons. One, I think the controls might be a bit difficult. While I think it could work, but I think it would be difficult for especially like a fast-paced game like that. And also, I don't think it would be worth it because I don't want my game to be free. I would want my game to be premium. And on mobile, I don't think it's something you can achieve easily. I don't think the market is necessarily ready for that. And even if some people are willing to pay, I'm not sure it would be worth it in terms of time and effort, because it's quite a lot of effort to do mobile stuff, especially since they require you to update quite frequently, and you have to deal with Google and Apple, and I really don't want that, to be honest. I would like to avoid it if possible. So honestly, probably no mobile. It's going to be Steam release, and if it's doing well enough, I might do Switch, because I like the Switch, and I have the dev kit and stuff. And maybe even if it's not doing that good, I'm going to do the Switch anyway. But I don't know. I don't know yet. So for you, 25 is perfect. 25 seems a bit high for me, to be honest. I'm a warm boy, so that might affect things a bit. Hey, Covino, how are you doing? And if you're understanding, it's just natural. No. I agree that 20 degrees is perfect when you want to do sports or be active, but I just want to go to the park and sit and drinking wine. Okay. Great. How are you doing, good sir? I'm doing okay. I've been through ups and downs, but it's stabilizing to be okay. Okay, good, I would say. Warm temps, but wearing boxers. Warm temps, but wearing boxers. What are you talking about, guys? I don't understand you. I think I have problems understanding you. You know why I have problems understanding you? Because I have too many things in my head at the same time. And also boxers for me are like the things, like the underwear. Is that what you're talking about? For me, it's an underwear stuff. I should have stayed quite about my temperature, because now I feel like the bullies are picking on America. They can feel relevant again. So Beatbreaker, what is your temperature? Tell me your temperature in whatever thing you want. In whatever scale you want. Use Kelvins if you want, as Yuri suggested. Boxers is underwear here too. Okay, it's like longer underwears, right? You have like the un slip in French, which would be like fuck, how is it called? I have no idea. Like the smallest thing you can get, but not the thing that goes into your crack. Then there will be the caleçon, so it's like slightly bigger, and then the boxers are like somewhat similar to shorts, I guess. Is that true? It is. It's going to be 79 for now. It's only going to be 54, I think. Now it's only 45 right now. So what is good for you? 79? Boxers are kind of like shorts. Okay, so a bit longer. Okay, I don't like that. Calvin's, that's underwear too, right? I guess yes, but it's a brand, so I don't know. It's closer to shorts. Has a lot more breathing room. Oh, so it's not really tight, right? It's a bit more wavy. You mean thongs, then briefs, then boxers. Briefs, then boxers. Thongs, yes. Or in French we say string. We call that a string. But like literally string. We don't use like the translation. We mean string. As long as it isn't humid, I'm good at most temperatures. A dry 10 degrees is fine. A dry 40 degrees is fine. There's shiver or sweat. It's like, that's true, Zach. That's true, Zach. Humidity is very important. I'm lucky enough, in my apartment, it's very humid because we have problems, but apart from that, where I live, it's usually not that humid. So even if it's very hot, I can tolerate it because I'm like sweating. So it's not super comfortable, but I'm sweating, but at least it's like making me colder, right? My condolences to the entirety of the Louisiana. Zach, can you share where you live? I'm interested. I'm just curious. You said you're living like in the mountains. To me it sounds like the mountains. 1600 meters above sea level for me is the mountains where I live. So if you can share, I would love to know, but don't feel pressured, of course. In Polish we have Sleepy and Bukserski. It's quite similar, right? It's quite similar. You mean 45 is cold, right? It's almost fridge temperature. If you're at a bitch, we might refer to our string bikini. String bikini, okay, yeah, but similar to those, yeah. Stringy in Polish too. Polish seems very similar to French. Freezing is at 32, okay. Australia, thongs are flip-flops, that's true. It's Calvin Klein joke, as we were talking about temperature and underwear. Oh, Calvin, oh my god, that was good, Vex, that was good. That was good, but I missed it. You see, we were talking about too many things at once, and I didn't catch it. But that was a good one. This channel is weird. It is. It is. You didn't expect game dev with Godot, did you? Hey, we did some stuff. We actually fixed something right at the beginning of the stream. That's a first. I'm southwest Montana. Okay, I don't know where it is, so I'm gonna look that up. Look it up on a map. Montana. Ooh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Do you live there? Is that where you live exactly? Like exactly here? That would be beautiful, right? It looks like home to me. This is what I'm used to. I love that. Mountains and lakes, and this is beautiful. Montana. So Montana is here. Okay, it's at the top of the United States of fucking America. And so you're saying southwest, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, nice. Well, I live here. I live here, me. So you see, this is the Alps, right? Alps. And I live here. Here. Next to the lake. This is my city. Next to the lake. And this is the Mont Blanc. You know the Mont Blanc, right? This is where I live. So we live quite... we have quite a lot of distance between us. This is crazy when you think about it, right? Can you... Sometimes you stop. Sometimes you stop and you think about stuff. And you're like... I'm talking into a fucking microphone live on Twitch and on YouTube at the same time. I'm like sending the packets, sending the data. And then you, from wherever you are in the fucking world, you watch me. What a waste of time. And I'm sure someone is going to ask if it's pre-recorded. Wait, this isn't pre-recorded? It is, but I knew you were going to ask that. Whoever you are. This is crazy. This is crazy. Life is crazy. The MB, Killing Jornet Playground. Exactly. Jornet is kind of an alien, right? Kind of an alien. It's just my refusal to use your temperature system. We're talking about the weather. Calvin Klein, the only temperature gauge is also comfy and made 100% out of cotton. I'm the semi-arid part down in the corner. Okay. Calvin Klein is a temperature where even microbes don't survive. We did borrow a lot of French words into Polish. Where is the cat tooth? The cat tooth! You want me to show it? In here. So you saw the map, right? You saw the map. I don't want to zoom in too much because then it's going to show home and stuff. Because I have stuff saved in Google Maps, so it's going to show stuff. So you see the city in here, you see the lake, and then in here you see the lake again, and you see Cat Tooth. Cat Tooth is here, and as you can see, it's right there. Right there. Can you see it? Is it big enough? You have the lake right there in the background, and then you can go and hike right there. Very, very, very cool and beautiful. This is how you see it from the other side of the lake. So from north here, you can see it here. Beautiful, right? When you are at the top, it feels so good. It's not very high. It's not very high. Not very high at all. But there's no guards, there's no rails, nothing. And you're just on a fucking rock, which is like, I don't know, 10 meter squares or something. And then you have everything around you. And you're like, wow, beautiful. Fucking beautiful. And then someone pushes you out of in the void, right? I think I've used LiDAR data from your area. Oh, cool. Chat is cat in French. It is. Meow. Exactly. Except it's chat. Chat. Too late, we're now all French cats. Exactly, you are. If I visit Europe again next year, are you going to come to the Parish airport just to say fuck your peacebreaker in person? I could. Honestly, I could. But you could also make a crochet, as we say in French. Tu fais un petit crochet là, et après tu te cales tranquillou ici. On va se faire une petite rando, on monte en haut de la dent du chat, on bouffe un bout en haut là, un petit sandwichos des familles, et puis voilà, on est bien. Et après tu repars. That would be better. And if you can't understand, I'm sorry. That was for French people only. That was exclusive streaming for French people. ChatGPT, Chat GPT. Exactly. Which means the female of the cat. And then I farted. I definitely plan to come Europe next year. Do a lot more sightseeing. We spend most of our time in one place. Yeah. Yeah, if you're close to where I live, don't hesitate. We can meet up. We can meet. It would be nice. I can't say what I tell about English-speaking people. Sorry. I can't say what he tells. Yeah, don't say. You lost Peacebreaker. I lost him. Sorry. Okay, guys. Next year, like 2026, you can plan that far ahead. Some people plan stuff like 10 years in the future. Can you imagine that? Like they book a meeting 10 years in advance. They're like, hey, are you free March 4th, 2035? And the other guy is like, oh, let me see, let me check my calendar. And then like it's like a physical calendar. It's not even like Google Calendar or whatever. And then like, okay, let me see. Yeah, okay, it should be good. 10 a.m. is that fine? Yeah, 10 a.m. TLDR, you are sandwiches. European propaganda as it's best. No propaganda. No propaganda needed. I can understand that. In my country, you can buy yourself a graveyard plot ahead of time. Really? Oh, I didn't know about that. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. The amount of spots are probably limited, right? I still work in a tour agency, and I see people doing holiday reservation for 2 years in advance. Wow, okay. Yeah, you really have to know that you're still going to be here in 2 years, first of all. That you're going to have enough money in 2 years. And, like, yeah, that's crazy, right? Sorry, I'm sick that day. Yes. I had someone book a meeting 2 years in advance via Cal before. It didn't show up. No. No. That's the worst part. I never thought about that. Like, some people... I also have a Cal, and people can book calls with me. But usually they book, like, 2 days in advance. And I never thought about it. It's probably possible for them to book, like, 2 years in advance. I don't know if I would honor that. I think I would say, no, sorry, I can't accept it. I don't know if I will still be here. You can do that here in America, also, though I prefer to be cremated to save my family money. Oh, interesting. Is it just for money? Is it just for money reasons? I think I would like to be cremated too, but not for money reasons. I think I like the message in a way. Hey, Luke Wolf, we're talking about being cremated. Do you want to talk about that? we went from temperature to being cremated. I mean, it's kind of related in a way, right? Very high temperature, cremation. It's related. Sorry, guys, if your goal was not to think about death today, I'm very sorry. It's for money reasons, and also I'm wondering where are we going to keep putting people in the ground in boxes that don't decompose? I mean, at some point we're going to have to start digging up people. I think we do that. No, I think that's what we do. There's not enough space. Sorry, I find death offensive. Sorry, that's true. Death is pretty offensive. I think we already do that. If you look in France, the size of our cemeteries. I don't know. You get the word. They're too small, way too small. They're definitely digging people and putting them somewhere else. I don't know where, right? And let the coffee sink, then you can bury it there again. Okay. They exhume the body and place it in common tomb area thingy. You already do that in some places? Okay. I'd like to be made into a bone china and left in a thrift store. We deserve more haunted teacups. That's such a fun way of seeing things. What are you now? I'm a teacup. I'm a fucking teacup. And I burn people. And I burn people with their coffee when they're mean. That's amazing. I'd like to be cremated too. Screw rotting. Yeah. I would like to be turned into a tree. I saw that some companies offer that. I think the biggest problem with being turned into a tree is that either you have to have the space, like maybe you own a house and then you can put yourself in a tree in your own house, which is fine. But then otherwise it's just like being in a cemetery again. Is that the word? But a cimetière, you know? Meaning that if you stop paying, they will remove you. That's the problem I see with that. Isn't that necromancy? We usually let several years to pass. Oh yeah, I read that. I don't know how you guys do it in Europe. What I do know is that we still have graves here in America from the 1800s. I don't know if we do it here, just keep the grave sites. I'm not an expert. I guess some of them are still the same, but for common people, I don't think they will let you be there for that long, unless you pay. You see what I mean? Cemeteries, okay. They exhume the body, yeah. Cricket, my kid and I learned about the nitrogen cycle. I wonder how much cremation disrupts that over time. I definitely prefer cremation. I don't like the idea of my body rotting over time. Okay, so the nitrogen cycle is that nitrogen is needed for soils, right? Is that what I know? And so that's how you make a soil fertile. Nitrogen production by body feeds the plant and continues this life cycle. Yeah, okay, exactly. I think we're lucky enough that we kill enough stuff to have that cycle continued without needing to put people in the soil. You see what I mean? I don't know if we can say that it's lucky, but I think there's enough animals in the soil that it's even, but I'm not sure. Consumeristic Buddhism, nice. But if you're in a box, how are you contributing to anything? But the box is made of wood, right? So the wood will decompose, I guess. It's not perfectly sealed. It's not like it's a metal thingy that will last for years and years. Arkham, I'm sorry I missed your message, I think. Hello, hello, Arkham, how are you doing? I come back later, have a great stream, Victor. Thank you, Luke Wolf, goodbye. Have another very important subject to propose. Apples. I've tested again Chantecler lately because Mr. Eptic said it was good, but it pales in comparison to Reine de Renette, which are less nice than Pink Lady. I never said that Chantecler were good. What did you say? What are you saying, Arkham? I never said that. I don't think I did. I'm saying that apples are nice, but I never said that. I don't remember talking about Chantecler specifically. My opinion is once I'm dead, you can toss me into the garbage roll. I care. I'm just doing a cremation for my family. Won't spend money on the funeral because they will otherwise. Have you tried other avocados, Mr. Iptic? Not yet. Not yet. But I will. It's very minimal. Nitrogen cycle is huge and encompasses many different life forms other than people. Yeah, okay. Fuji apples are the best. And do you get them on the mountain? Wasn't you that said that Chantecler are the best ones? Maybe in discussion with Pierre. No, I didn't discuss that with Pierre. Sorry. I get them at the groceries. but the grocery shop is at the top of Mount Fuji. That's what you didn't say. I'm sorry I was wrong. Voice text. Yeah, something decompose. The fastest decomposing ones still take decades to decompose. Okay. Yes, of course. That's what I thought. Am I the only one that just eat apples? Like, I don't even know their species. It's just an apple. I mean, they are something. You just don't know what they are. But I don't do that personally. No, I choose what kind of apple I want because they don't taste the same at all. Coffins. Yeah, okay. So I think I would like to be cremated because I would love for my ashes to be spread somewhere, to be honest. I know it's illegal. I guess in many countries it is illegal, but I don't fucking care. But I would love, not necessarily all of my ashes because you would be surprised. I don't know if you know that. I've seen it once. Unfortunately, when we lost my grandmother, we went into a special place where my grandfather is also, it's like a big garden, and she was put there. The ashes were put there. And it's a lot. Like, it's way more than you think, the amount of ashes that you produce. So think about that if you want to do something with the ashes one day, because it's surprising how much you have to pour. And so I was thinking, I would love for people to put my ashes somewhere, like at the top of a mountain or something. It's so cool. Like, the message is cool, right? Maybe it's useless. I mean, I'm dead, so I don't care. But I see it as a grieving process also for your loved ones. For example, I would love to be able to do that for family or friends of mine, you know? This kind of going up a mountain and arriving there and letting them go at the top of the mountain. I don't believe in anything, but I feel like the message is good. It's interesting. It also helps with the grieving process. You know what I mean? It's like you're overcoming something. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't work that way. I'm doing okay, even though I had a kind of disappointment last week. I was going to sign the contract with the NGO company, but at the last minute they told me they needed to recruit someone from Africa instead, which I totally understand. I was just disappointed I got to know so late. Oh yeah, bad, okay. Sorry about that, Arkham. Apples are very different, but I know someone who was like you. Just apples. Yeah. It matters what apples, like in Washington red apples, but I hear they're really good for making pies and stuff. Yeah, also that. Some of them are really good to make pies because they're like soft and stuff. But if you want something a bit more acidic, you might want like a green apple. I don't know how they're called in here, but you see what I mean? We will stream your cremation. I should add it to my cal. No, I won't. Must be a supply thing. Apples are pretty much one kind that I can get at a supermarket. Really? Maybe if I visited a farmer's market, it'd be different. Okay. Here, it is illegal to be cremated. But illegal to have the ashes tossed. It is legal to be cremated. Okay. Yeah. Me too. Yeah. Same here. Legal to be cremated, of course, but illegal to have the ashes tossed everywhere. I don't think that many. I have my sisters remain still with me. Not really that much. I was surprised. Maybe it's different depending on where you do it. I was surprised. I mean, I can guarantee that we could have got at least 40 to 60 boxes of cremated people for the one coffin that would have taken her. Yeah, of course, Peacebreaker. I'm not saying that. I'm not talking about the space. I'm not talking about the space it takes. I'm talking about the amount of ashes, meaning that the moment you will pour the ashes from the box, from the stuff, in my opinion, it's surprising how much will be poured. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that it will take a huge barrel or anything. It's just that it's not like you do and it's done. It's like there's a lot. But anyway, if you bring the ashes to the top of the mountain, you'll grow the mountain, making it more difficult for other people to bring their ashes up. You know what, Arkham? This is an interesting idea, right? What about a game? What about a game where the mountains grow because corpses are laid on top of each other? Like a mythological idea, like a mountains made of the dead people trying to go at the top. And it's already kind of what is happening, but of course it's minuscule compared to the mountain and to how the mountain is created. But still, the idea is cool, I feel like. Also, ashes have bone parts and all that jazz. You have to be careful with what you're tossing. In my case, I think it was removed, Yuri. I think because the ashes were given to us to be put into a special garden, I think it was removed and you only had the fine. There was nothing else, right? You know what I mean? It was very, very very fine. No parts, nothing. It spreads well. Yeah, we're trying to bring back your wars again in video games form. What? Bring back what? Everest climbing simulator. Dead Man's Mountain. Yeah, a mountain of burial. It's so hard to pronounce. I don't know why for some reason. I can't pronounce it. Burial. Sometimes my brain is broken. But anyway, the urns sounds like something From Software would make. Exactly, and I like that. Ashes have bones in them. They're still just super small, and I had pendants that you can store ashes so that people can keep them as necklaces or something. It was definitely bones in them. Okay. Mines were filtered, I guess. I kind of late today. What we're talking about? Yeah, we're talking about being dead stuff. And welcome. Squirrel. Kamilos. Squirrel. Fuck, it's hard. What about the story? What about a story about the mountain of dead people and people who reincarnate in the bodies at the bottom? You have to burrow their way out of the mountain of corpses above to be born. Wow, I like the imagery. I like that. I don't know what I would do with it, but I like it. I mean, it's not a lot of bones, so it's possibly you just didn't run into them. They're super small. Okay, yeah, okay, maybe. What do the Sixth Sense and Mount Everest have in common? I see dead people. Weather, cremation, apples. Yeah, apples were like in the middle. It was like a side subject to be a bit... Yeah. Hello, Dino Christ. How are you doing? You know, no one said this yet, but we need to talk about the cremating also prevents zombies and necromancers from using the bodies. Ah, that's true. Something very important to think about, because it's something very real that happens every day. Feels like, sorry to bring that back to the US, but feels like what the people on Fox News could say, honestly. Feels like a Trump idea. Like, oh my god, they're bringing the bodies. I'm gonna build a wall, and they're bringing the bodies. It's like a zombie, you know. I don't know how to imitate him. But it could be a subject. The imagery is metal, yeah. Okay, so how do we incorporate dash or slash mechanics into that Mountain of Dead Bodies games that we're making? So I think, unfortunately, we can't, because it would be more of a walking sim game. Like horror and psychological horror walking sim. So I don't think a dash would fit in well, and I don't think a slash or slice would fit in well, unfortunately. So, yeah. We have to let go of the mechanic. I mean, it doesn't happen now, but what if in 100 years some US American comes up with the technology to use dead bodies? I think there should be 4 colors of zombies and you can switch between them. Okay. Let's change the subject entirely. No transition whatsoever. Let's change the subject entirely. I want to show you something. And I want to discuss that really quickly. Do you know Semi-Work? It's a studio. I don't know where they're from. Maybe Sweden or something. I'm not sure. Semi-Work. They worked on Voidigo for, I think, a while, to be honest. I'm not exactly sure, but I think they worked on it for a while. I bought it when it was early access. The game is actually pretty cheap. What the fuck? Why is it so cheap? Why is it so cheap now? They lowered the price. No? Anyway, Voidigo is like an arena roguelite. Not arena, it's a roguelite. Very cool game. Super fun. Tons of weapons, crazy weapons and stuff. It's really nice, okay? Very nice game. They worked on it for years, if I'm correct. It was in early access and stuff. It made around 300k. Okay? Pretty good, you might say. But recently, they created another game, and maybe you've heard about it. Let me know if you've heard about the new game. It's called Repo, or Repo. Right? It's called Repo. This game, released in February 26. It made nearly 3 fucking million. 2.8 to be exact. 2.8. Look at the numbers. 24 hours peak, 150,000 players. This is crazy. This is fucking crazy. And this is kind of what I wanted to talk about. Sometimes people will spend years, at least months on a project. And honestly, the game Voidigo is super good. Like, the game is really good. I enjoyed it a lot. It's a very beautiful game. Lovely. If you like roguelikes, top-down shooters, go for it. Twin-stick shooters, go for it. It's fun. But it made only 300k, right? Only 300k in all of that time. 3 fucking million. It's been out for like 2 weeks. It is fucking crazy. Crazy. And we've seen that with other games in the past, right? We've seen that with other games. People work on a game for a long time, then they do something on the side, a silly idea, something that is short and whatever, and then it blows up. And I think it's interesting. Let me read what you said, because you said some stuff, but I don't think it's useful. You got to a game where it's post-apocalyptic, and there's all these bodies. You can do things like build mountains out of them. Build mountains, climb, okay. I'm not sure I want to build stuff in a game like that. I checked, and Fuji apples originate from nowhere near Fujiyama. It's from a region called Fujisaki, at the other end of Japan. Okay. Reminds me of the Unity campaign, right? Okay, so cool. Pierre's Orbs Tower is out now. I bought it this morning for less than €2. Okay, we can talk about that, maybe. Fuji apples are sold here in America. That's metal. There was also old zombie movies. Chemicals on accident spilled in dead bodies. Characters could not kill it. Decided to chop it and burn. Chemicals evaporate and it will rain. With rain, fell down on nearby graveyard. Tons of zombies woke up. Oh, cool. Good old Repo. I don't know if you can say old Repo. That's how I heard about them. Yeah, it's on the front page of Steam, so yeah, numbers. Yeah. How did you know about Repo? How did I know about Repo? I think the first time I've seen it is on Twitter. Like, I think I saw them announcing the game or something, because I'm following them on Twitter. So I think I've seen that. Then I've seen TikToks about the game. And then I saw it in the front page of Steam. It's SteamDB extension. Yeah, exactly. Is Repo a side game, really? Dang. No. Okay, let me be clear about this. I'm not sure it's a side game. I'm not saying it's a side game. I have the impression that it was a much shorter dev time compared to the previous game. Where the previous game, they made a lot of videos about it. They were very active. They worked on it for, I think, multiple years. Maybe not that long, maybe less than that, but they worked on it for a long time. It was in early access. It seemed like a much longer development, and it also seems like a much more complex game. Whereas Repo, is mainly a social horror thingy, right? It's like multiplayer, you put people into horror situations and it makes a good game. Makes an interesting game. And I guess the fact that it's online multiplayer horror is one of the best thing. Because it creates virality so easily. And also, everything in the game is made for that. Like, they're really listening to feedback and stuff. They made a video. They made a video this morning explaining the changes that they were making, and they're building inside of the game. They're building tools to help people spread the word about the game. Like, they just made a tool. It's stupid, but they made a tool. I need to show you. It's they thought about it, and I think it's smart. They're really smart about the way they're doing stuff. Let me show you. Semi-work. First of all, they have a very successful YouTube channel. They've been doing videos and stuff for a while. Before doing video games, if you look at the past, before doing video games, they were doing animation stuff. And it was already quite successful. So look at that. Look at that, guys. Look at that. To see the timeline. Voidigo early access release trailer 4 years ago. 4 fucking years ago. So Voidigo has been in development for a while, I think. It has been in development for a while. And Repo release trailer, so it's the release, but they didn't talk about it before. Right? They didn't talk about it before. Or maybe in here, in the devlog in here, I'm not even sure. But release trailer 1 month ago, and then it's released. And then they're talking about it. We made dumb weapons. They're still updating Voidigo. They're still updating Voidigo. That's crazy. And so let me show you that. We need your help. We heard your feedback. Repo is out. We need your help. I think it's in this one. They're showing something which is really smart. Let me show you. Let me show you. It's really smart. What extension is that? So it's Steam. It's not Steam DB exactly. It's no, it's not that. Give me a second. Extension. Steam extension. Fuck, I have something for that, but I don't remember what it is. Here's the add-on I'm using. Steam Revenue Calculator. It's in the realm. It's in the same realm as Lethal Company and Content Warning and so on. Exactly. It's like Lethal Company. Exactly. Yeah. Should probably go to work and do something. I'm sure it'll be done in like an hour, so I'm so bored. Okay, Peacebreaker. There's a lot of YouTube channels creating video games these days. Process and all of them came out. The demo in the next fest. Process? There's another one? Okay. I see. Multiplayer horror is indeed the top of the game currently. Yeah. But sadly, you need friends to play it properly. Yeah, exactly. But they're working on lobbies and stuff, I think. They're working on lobbies. And so look at that. They made something really interesting. They're making it easier for you to do stuff. They're giving you console commands, for example, to toggle things on and off. And recently, so for example, in here you can toggle /cinematic. It removes the HUD. They're thinking about people that want to create content for the game. So you see, they're really trying to make it easier for people to do stuff. So this is one thing. Another thing. You can change the colors and stuff. They talked about it. Look at that. Look at that idea. I've never seen something like that. /green screen. Because it's a 3D game. It's popping a green screen inside of the game. And you can place it wherever you want. And you can push it further in the back. Or you can place it wherever you want. And you can use that to create a thumbnail, for example. Or to create a special moment or whatever. It's stupid. It's stupid, but it's interesting. I've never seen something like that, right? Their goal, they understand the powerful aspect of online communication and how influencers, content creators can help them grow. And so they're giving them the tools. It's super easy, right? Super easy to implement, but it's really cool. And people react exactly like that in the comments. They're like, oh my god, you're listening to feedback, you're listening to the players. And so it's creating a synergy where players love the game, they want to see more, the developers are happy, they want to help, they're listening, and so they're growing together. This is going to be incredibly, massively successful. Like, it's been 3 fucking days. It is still... No, sorry, not 3 fucking days. Sorry. 16 days, 14 days. It's still overwhelmingly positive. 16,000 reviews, overwhelmingly positive. The game costs $9.75. The game costs $9.75, right? Voidigo, 5 euros. What the fuck is wrong with that? I'm pretty sure it was more expensive before. Is it possible? It was more. It was euro. Can I see the history? Okay, it was more expensive. Oh. No discount? What? So it was 18 euros at some point. And now it's $4.99 with no discount. It was 18. It's $4.99 without any discount. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm wondering why they're doing that. My idea might be they think that the game was released out of early access in June 2023. So maybe they think that the game did what it had to do, like the game made enough sold enough copies. And so now they're lowering the price forever because they will see an increase. They will see a lot of people coming from this game that might be checking the other game, and they will be like, oh my god, it's only 5 euros, I will get it. You see what I mean? They're like, okay, this game is done. This one is going to carry us for the future. Let's make sure that we still sell copies. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. Like a development cycle thing, but post-release. Yeah. But I don't know. Incredibly successful. Incredibly successful. Incredibly successful. So horror, online multiplayer, a bit of physics. People like physics. Social aspect, very important. You see, communication is key. Social aspect, which is, of course, going with online multiplayer. Upgrades and items, I don't know if it's that important. Maybe it gives player a sense of progression so they want to come back. But yeah, it's a genre that is doing pretty well. Some of you suggested other games that did well recently in the same genre, and that's true. Lethal Company, Phasmophobia was a pretty successful one. Backrooms Together, I don't know how successful it was. But yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting. I'm not sure I want to do that, because I hate online multiplayer. Content Warning was very successful also. And those games, if I'm correct, are made quite fast. They are made relatively fast. Because again, the core of the game is this social aspect. You can even see like the graphics and stuff are not crazy expensive or whatever. The game is fun. They're bringing the same fun as they created in Voidigo. I feel like the same. The game is going to be crazy. It's not going to be super serious, and you're going to enjoy it. And they're bringing that to a more horror-like experience. And it seems to be doing very well. Just Lethal Company is just one guy, yeah. And Content Warning was developed fast, I think. Content Warning was done quite fast, if I remember. Wow, okay, Lethal Company, 300,000 reviews. I was not aware it was such a massive success. Okay, I was not aware it was such a massive success. 68 million. Wow. Okay, I was not aware. I was not aware it was such a massive success. This is crazy. Same price, $9.75. Same price in here. So they know what they're doing, right? $9.75. Same price. And it's an early access game too. It's also an early access game. And why are they doing early access? My idea is that early access can give you, if you're successful, it can give you multiple boosts in terms of revenue, because every time you're pushing a big update, you can generate some hype again, you can make people come back and check your game, and then you have the final release, which is another push in marketing. If you have a successful game, it can be really successful. But it has to be a successful game. Otherwise, early access is not going to do anything good for you. Wow, I was not expecting that. All-time peak, 240,000. That's crazy. That's crazy. And their all-time peak is like 145,000. That's a lot. What the fuck? So I just wanted to check that with you guys. That way we can feel bad together, because we don't do that. It's neat features. I like the in-game content creation of aspect of content warning. Lethal to me is peak of the genre. It executes very well every aspect of the pitch. It has lore, good gameplay, good player interactions, good monsters, and engaging gameplay look. It's the worst. Okay, interesting. I think one of the reasons for additional success to Lethal Company were instant mods that appeared for it. People went instantly crazy. And I think people are also doing that with Repo. I think people are doing that with Repo because in the video that I showed you here, if you're interested, you can check out Semi-Work on their YouTube channel. The video that they created here, they're telling players that they're working on adding a lobby support or whatever, and they're thinking about adding anti-cheat, but if they add anti-cheat, it breaks mod support, and apparently they already have a lot of mods, because I guess people want to add like other characters and whatever, right? It's perfect for that. So I just wanted to compare something. Can we compare the charts? Can we compare the charts? Are we at the max? Yeah. You want to see a curve like that. So 5,000 followers. What? So at release, they 10x the amount of followers. They 10x the amount of wish lists from release. And the game was interesting to people. You can see the game was quite popular because the curve seems very flat, but you have to remember at release they had 50k wish lists, and they announced the game like a month before. Not even a month before, like 3 weeks before. In 3 weeks they had 50k wish lists. The velocity is crazy. And then it explodes. They 10x that again, and they now have 500k wish lists. And Lethal Company didn't have that success. It released with 4,000 followers, so very close to the release. It gained a lot of followers. That's interesting. You see? Release is October 23rd. 4,000 followers, so around 40k wish lists. They had way less than that, like a few weeks before, a few days before. Like all of the wish lists were created at the very end. That's crazy. For a very long time, look at that. They have from 700 to around 3,000 wish lists. And then, just before release, boom, they bump to like 40,000. And then the release, and then that's crazy. Like, right now they have 3 million wish lists. 3 million wish lists. 3 fucking million wish lists. That's crazy, right? I think one of the reasons for additional success to Lethal Company were instant mod. Yeah, it has lore. It's interesting to me that it was for a long time very low, then it explodes. Yes. To be honest, if you look at most curves in terms of wish lists, it usually does that. Not the explosion. Like if we look at 1 month, can we look at 1 month in the past? maybe we can't. No, it's not easy. But anyway, most games will have a bump in wishlist at release. And some games will actually double their wishlist at release. That might be because your game is a bit too pricey at the moment, and so people are just waiting to get it, right? But in a game like this, I have no idea about Lethal Company, okay? So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, okay? Take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. With a game like this, what might happen and why you might see a bump in wishlist at the very end is because before that, the game is not very well known. Not a lot of people know that the game is being made. And then the game is sent to people to play it. Streamers are picking it, YouTubers are playing it. And because it's like a game that will be online, it creates a huge amount of hype. Right? That's what it tells me. That people are playing the game very late in development. And before that, it was just a Steam page. There was no demo, there was no streamers playing it, there was nothing special, right? Everything happened at the end, because at the end, you have streamers, you have YouTubers playing it. It's horror, it's multiplayer, it explodes. Zekers, who made Lethal Company, is banking 15,000 a month on Patreon alone. Banking. Okay. He was making games on Roblox before, no? The guy deserves it. He's a great game designer, and again, one-man show. Mm-hmm. I think he's he was doing Roblox stuff, no? For a long time. So maybe people were following him on Patreon before that because of this. The thing is, Yuri, for you and for me, probably 15,000 a month on Patreon is huge, right? You think about that and you're like, holy shit, I need to survive. Exactly, Yuri. That's exactly what I was going to say. I need even less than that. I need 1,000, I would say. So yeah, to me, that's huge. If I get that, like, for sure, I'm relieved. I'm like, that's amazing. But the thing, you want to put things into perspective. Put into perspective the fact that Lethal Company is making so much money that the Patreon money is like nothing in comparison. It's really nothing. That's sad in a way. Like, compare 68 millions to 15,000, 1,500 a month. The scale is like so fucking different. The Patreon should be free now. The Patreon should be free. He has enough money. He has enough money. Definitely. That's crazy. 69 million, guys. 69 million. 68 million. And even if you're being very conservative, so this is net revenue, estimated net revenue, so it means that this is what he has in his pockets, but probably in the company, right? He probably owns a company, and the company has that. So you have to pay taxes, you have to pay a bunch of stuff. When you make so much money, you have to pay a lot, but even if you were halving it, even if, let's say, at the end you have 30 millions in your bank account, right? It's 30,000 month. 30,000 month for me. I can leave 30,000 month with that amount of money. If you divide by 12 again, that's 2,500 years. I can survive for 2,000. No, I didn't, Yuri, but I was going to do something more complicated, but I decided to make it simpler, so no, I didn't, of course. But that's 2,500 years I can survive with that amount of money. That is absurd. Absurd. It makes no fucking sense. It makes no fucking sense. on that, let me go back to being sad, and I'm going to end the stream right there. No, I'm joking. No, but seriously, sometimes you wonder. Sometimes you're like, maybe I should try to make games that could be hyped like that, right? That's enough to make tons of games for absolute fun with no expectation of revenue, pretty much for decades, for years and years and years, thousands of years. Can you imagine that? Imagine something else. I made the calculation for 1,000 a month. Okay, now let's say I want 10,000 a month. I can still do that for 250 years. 250 years, 10K a month. It makes no sense. It makes no fucking sense. Can pretty much do whatever you want at this point. Exactly. Sometimes it makes you think that it's maybe kind of a lottery, right? Yes and no. Yes and no. No, because in the lottery, there's no skills involved. Like, no skills at all. You can win the lottery the first time you play, or the thousand time you play. You see what I mean? It's purely luck. There's nothing involved. To have a game with such a huge amount of success, you still have to make a good game. Right? You still have to make a good game. The game has to be good somehow. Otherwise, it doesn't blow up like this. But yes, of course, there's a huge part of luck involved. Of course. That's enough to migrate to any country based on investments alone and live there to death. Exactly. Which makes no sense. Also hire a team to help you doing your games. Yes. He puts the effort in, but in a way, it was a race for the first game that fits the niche it did. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. But that's crazy. That's fucking crazy. I think I'm going to take a little break, guys. I'm going to go cry in the corner and think about my life decisions and why I'm not a millionaire already. And then I'm coming back, and we're going to try to do some stuff on this fucking game, right? It's already 4 p.m. So let's do that, okay? I recommend you do the same. Maybe grab a coffee or something, and then we go back. I'll send you some tissues. Thank you. See you in 3 minutes. No, it doesn't lag. You lag. Gulag. Incredible. Incredi-fucking-bull. I'm worried it will look ugly as fuck. Oh, I said ugly as fuck and not ugly as fuck. It's in a compromising place. Yes, it's in the middle. How do you call that place? Where my legs, you know? Like, I have my legs like this, I have my pee-pee right there, the crotch. Yeah, exactly, thank you. It's right next to my pee-pee. So, then I went to the, I went golfing, and then I tried to... the first thing I will do as president will be for the most. Don't poop your pants. So guys, this is the result of the stream today. What you can see here is my voice
being activated with the microphone, and the little cat is speaking only when I'm speaking, of course. And it works okay. So this is good. And this overlay is done in Godot. Everything is done in Godot, which is pretty cool.
We want a polygon to have a look, and we want a label to have what? The letter. Exactly. Congrats. Kong the fucking rats. Also do it. Right? You can do it. But no pressure. Using spatial noise, spatial sound effects. I think it can be interesting. So find oh fuck, I actually hurt myself with my... It would be horrible, right? Can you imagine? Like, I would just look at you, right like that, right in the eyes, and I would start pissing with my toilet that is just under myself. If you want to go in between the keyframes, depending on the snapping that you have, you don't have to change the snapping. You can just start dragging and then hold shift, and then you can go with a smaller granularity, which is pretty cool. That way you don't need to change the thing all the time. So bloop, bloop, bloop. What's happening? I'm lagging. Okay. And now what you can do is take... Maybe the ray should be raised. Break stop the music. Yeah, break stops the music to show you the clips, that's why. Make it 3, okay boss. You can also try and do a very nice jam, that's true. Why won't we make a game inspired by Indiana Jones, but multiplayer go find treasures? Honestly, it's a great idea. It's kind of like a Sea of Thieves in a way, right? You do Sea of Thieves, but instead of doing it on a boat, you do it on land. You kind of mix the game about digging a hole, but you make it multiplayer, and you make it about finding treasures, and you sprinkle on top of that a bit of horror by having monsters and things that will try to prevent you from finding the treasures. So you have to communicate with other people. Some of them have to defend. You have to understand how to read the map and stuff. Yeah, that's super fun. That's amazing. That's amazing. It's just that local multiplayer is online multiplayer is fucking difficult. But that's a great idea. It's a great idea that I'm not going to do. That I'm not going to do. Okay. What do we do, guys? What do we do? I need to go through the demo feedback. I didn't do it yet. I have so much feedback to look into. I can launch a subject. Also, someone probably already doing it. Yeah, maybe. But I don't think it's a problem. Because even if someone works on the same idea, they probably don't do the same thing exactly. Like, they probably do something a bit different. You see what I mean? They won't have the same art style. They won't have the exact same idea, the exact same things. If you had a good chance that a game genre and idea would be massively successful, but it's not a genre you're familiar with and don't really enjoy, would you still invest years in it? Definitely would if not my day job. Okay. That's a great question. Honestly, I thought about it because I think I wouldn't invest years in it. You should make a horror make build. Horror games are my genre though, so that's definitely what I'm going to try with future games. I have some ideas, but the problem is that I have some more like psychological horror ideas, more games about a message, more than like purely simple horror. You see what I mean? So I'm not sure it's going to be that successful. But clearly building games, I don't care. And I'm not sure I would be able to spend years on a project like that. Even if I knew it would be massively successful. I'm not sure I would, because then it would be a job for me. It would really feel like a job. Because that's exactly what I was doing in my when I was not doing game dev. I was working on some stuff that I was not really interested in for people that I didn't care about, and they were just I was just working. I was just a machine, right? In a way. So I'm not sure I would be able to do that. I'm not sure. Especially if it's years. Now if we're talking month, that's different. I think that's different. If you're telling me you spend the next 6 months on something, that's different. But years. Hello Quixie on YouTube, what platform are you using? I'm also on Twitch, if that's what you're asking. I would do it, but only once, if you know that success if guaranteed. But sadly, you never know. Yeah, exactly, and there's also that. Yeah, I see the logic. Like, you do it once to cash in, to get the money, and then you do something else. If it means investing years to be out of harm for the rest of your life. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's like you... So, theoretically, it could work that way. The truth is that you never know. So, in reality, we never know, so I would not do it. If it was for sure, then maybe I would consider it. I would see it as a sacrifice to then be able to be okay. Oui, je parle français. Quixie. There's this multiplayer streamer game pitch I have in mind. Break Room Simulator. This involves randomly generated shenanigans you have to play on other coworkers during break time, but with wild reality-breaking, genre-bending tasks each time. And that was directly inspired by watching Lethal Company gameplay on Twitch. Okay. I don't know Lethal Company enough to, I guess, to get it. So what exactly do you do? You have to play on other coworkers during break time. Okay. So like tasks, like stupid things that you have to do to other coworkers, right? It could work, yeah, it could work probably. The sad thing is that the meta might change in the meantime. Yeah, also. But I think apart from the meta, a successful game still has like the same things, even if it's not the same meta. You see what I mean? I think online multiplayer is something that can generate a lot of players, a lot of hype, because there's this idea that you can play with other people and you can experience it differently. The social aspect of a game is probably why it's so... Imagine for a second that Minecraft is single player only. Okay? No servers, nothing, single player only. Do you think it has the same success? Do you think Minecraft single player only has the same success? No, probably not. Right? I don't think it would. Because there's a limit that you're attaining quite fast. Like, people play it, people share online, and that is it. Online games, if they are sandboxy enough, can be played for years and years. Just look at GTA. The game is not even the story anymore. You don't even think about GTA as a single player game. The co-op, the online mode is so fucking massive nowadays. Same thing with Minecraft. In Minecraft, you have other genres that are created. People play other games within the game. There's Dale and Dawson's stationary supplies game about working in office, but it's more mafia-like. From slap a note it on their back to bring a gun to the break room and surreptitiously murder one of them to spot the monster without altering others to run an in-game D&D campaign. Just very wildly interesting stuff to watch primarily. Okay, I see how you designed that. You're like, I want to create moments. I want to create visual moments. So I'm giving players and streamers something, and then they will react on top of that. But as you can guess, it's very technically involved. It looks like it's pretty difficult, yeah. Yeah. All of that is very cool, but it's not really what I enjoy. Danny in that regard was kind of a, I was going to say he was a visionary, but I'm not sure it's the right word. But Danny, he was doing that, right? Quite quickly he made online multiplayer games. Very simple online multiplayer games, but stupid, which would create hype and would seem easy to pick up. But also they were free, which helped. But like, look at Crab Game, how successful it was. The important part is, I think the pitch is enjoyable to me. Yeah, definitely. The pitch has to be enjoyable for you, because you're going to work on that for quite a while. Yeah, okay, I see. A quick question, what's the game genre of Sudoku, Minesweeper, Nonograms? Are these logic puzzles? And if so, is Tetris the same game genre? And Solitaire? I think I would classify them as logic puzzles, yes, unless there's another terminology, but I'm not sure. But I don't think Tetris is the same genre. I don't think Tetris is the same genre, but I don't know why. Because it's real time, probably. Yeah, probably, because Tetris is real time. And Solitaire is, I don't know. So what genre would Tetris be? It's a reaction game, yeah. It's a bit puzzly. If you want to be good. But yeah, those puzzles are turn-based, take your time, discrete mathematics puzzle games. Yeah. I'm using Udemy for making games, Quixie on YouTube. I'm not sure what platforms are you using. What do you think is more convenient? I'm using Godot, if it's that what you mean. I'm using Godot. Have you ever published a game on Steam? Yes, I have Dashpong on Steam. And there's the demo for Hyperslice right now on Steam. What makes Nonogram so replayable, do you think, in logic puzzles in general? The infinite amount of content? No? The fact that it's simple, it's quite easy to pick up, but it's like infinite. And I guess difficulty can be adjusted also. Like you can make Minesweeper or Sudoku harder by having, I guess, a bigger grid, for example. And also people are used to games like that. Like you can play them on paper, right? You can play Sudoku on paper, so it's a widely adopted genre. I have Dashball on Steam, explicitly shift height. Do you have any tips for marketing a Steam game, just generally publishing one? I'm not the best to tell you what to do, to be honest, because I'm not doing a super good job at it. But I think the thing that you can do, the two things that you can do, the two things that you are in control of is, one, trying to make a good game, right? That's the first thing you can do. You can try to make a good game, a game that is enjoyable, a game that you like playing, a game that people like playing in a genre that will work. And the second thing is you can talk about it. You can try to share it as much as possible. Show it to streamers, show it to YouTubers, show your progress online. Talk about it as much as possible, not because your voice is going to be heard, and not because your communication is going to lead to wish lists, but because talking about it increases the amount of chance that someone is going to pick it up and play it and show it to other people and blah blah blah. It's like a snowball, right? The goal, the ideal is to have a snowball effect, is to have something that is big enough that then it works on its own. But what creates the snowball initially is you talking about it, putting your stuff out there, right? Don't hide your stuff, show it. So start small. Start small because it's a lot of work. So you need some time to talk about what you're doing, right? Many devs are working They're heads down in the work. They're just working on the stuff, and they're never showing what they're doing. But you need to take time to show stuff. I enjoy those puzzles mostly because it's skill-based, challenging, and highly replayable. By the way, about Godot, have you heard about stealing games and publishing them on Apple Market? I've heard about something like that, yeah. Someone published, but not on Apple Market, but on Steam. I've heard that someone was publishing like open source projects on Steam. I don't know what the goal is, because their games are not making money, so I don't know what the goal is. Sudoku has many variations. Some rules make it way harder. But even regular Sudokus can be harder with just number placement and the amount of gifts. Grid doesn't affect it that much, Emo. Okay. Givens, yeah, okay. Yeah, I think those games work for, yeah, quite simple. Do you have a Discord? I think it's linked below on YouTube. You should find it on the description, Quixie. You should find it in the description of the live. I might have a few questions. Yeah, for sure. Don't hesitate. Hey, strong. You know what is funny? I was about to read your message and I cannot. I was like, which is very ironic. Strong English skills here. I'm X2O. Hello, thank you. Dommage, oui. Eh oui, j'ai essayé, j'ai pas pu, je me suis chié dessus. Welcome. Onlate's jam on itch. Game called Dippers, please. I can send. Yes, please send a link. Send a link, please. It's gonna be easier for me. Quite recent. Okay. You guys, it's time. If you have a Prime sub, don't hesitate to use it on me or any other streamer, okay? Don't let your Prime sleep. That would be a shame. If you want to support me, you can. But we need to work a bit. And I have a question for you. I've been asking that question on socials. I've had some answers. If you want to give me your answers, don't hesitate. You know that in my game we have the push, right? We dash and then it pushes something. And we have the slice. And we slice stuff, okay? The push is becoming too powerful. People are using the push, and they're not using the slice anymore. Vex, thank you so much. Subscribed with Prime. Let's go. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. 5 months in a row. And so, my goal, the push deals damage. The push doesn't deal damage directly, but the push does 3 things. It kills enemies instantly on wall collision, so quite powerful. The enemies that are being pushed are dealing damage. They're like projectiles, right? So they're dealing damage to other enemies while they're being pushed. And third, an enemy that has been pushed will have a higher probability of dropping health, okay? So, three good things about the push. The slice, I think the main benefit of the slice is that it's not stopping you, right? The slice, you go through enemies. You don't stop, which is good when you have a lot of enemies and when you don't want to take damage. So you go through. You can deal damage to many enemies at once when you go through a slice. But basically that's it. So maybe it's not enough. And it gives you more combo if you multi-slice, if you multi-kill, and it gives you more points, of course. But hey. Development blog that shared 2 short updates. Oh, diapers. Diapers. That's how you say it, right? Diapers. This is my definition of success. Maybe foolishly believe it's achievable for me. Probably very foolish. Diapers, please. Okay, I don't understand what you mean, Dino Christ. What is the problem with diapers, please? Is there a problem? I thought there was a problem. Maybe I didn't understand. Chart DB. Let me show you. Let me see that chart. Hex cells. So you're saying what? That this is your definition of success? 25,000 wish lists. That seems quite good. Hexels Infinite. That seems quite good. Fuck, I can't remove that. Close. Made with Unity. Can I see it on Steam? Show me the store. 5 days ago, they have a development log. Okay, I will check. The game is years old. Still played a lot, and I played like 2.2. Okay. Oh, okay. Overwhelmingly positive. Yeah. Okay. It's a successful game. So why do you think you can't do that? No, I think you can. I think you can make a game like that. Why not? And visually it looks very simple, so I don't think it's a problem. But it's a logic game. Okay. Those games can be successful, but yeah, they can also like flop like crazy, right? It's achievable, maybe. Yeah, I mean, why not? No, I mean, I could make a game like that if I had the concept, the idea. I think you can. You just have to get used to making games like this. If it's a genre you like, continue making games, and you might get there, right? I think it's achievable. Okay, sorry. So I will read your message. That's bad. I expect one main source of damn it. Bad for the slice. That is okay. I played that on iPad a long time ago. It's not very balanced puzzle though. Okay. Make the slice dash significantly longer than the push dash. Make it absurdly long. Then dial it back until it feels right. Okay. I'm not sure I will like that. The dash is already quite long, and I feel like it's the exact length I want. Especially since you can upgrade it throughout the game. I will read the devlog just after Dino Crisis, okay? The game is years old. It requires guesses. That's the downside for genre for sure. No, I mean, I could make a gamification of guessing. Is it better to start the Steam page early to try and get some traction and maybe some wishlist? Quixie, I think, in my opinion, that's my opinion, okay? In my opinion, you make the Steam page as early as you can. Meaning, when you know you're working on the game and you want to bring that game to the public, you make the Steam page. Because you're probably not going to have a lot of hype. So you can't rely on announcing your game to get a lot of wish lists. People simply won't care about you. Right? There's a high probability that people won't care about you. So you make your Steam page as early as possible. And I think the meta on Steam right now is also to have a demo quite early. I think the demo is really, really important because it gives people something to try. It gives content creators something to try also. Like if your game has a demo, if your game is interesting and it has a demo, someone might play it. Which is, again, going into that idea of having a snowball effect, right? Having as much velocity as possible. So I think a demo is really great. And then you can have that demo in the Steam Next Fest and then in other events and whatever. People like their genre really just like notification again. And they took how their game was just stolen and published on the Apple Store. It's quite common as I understand. So it's good to have some protection. Okay, interesting. Having Steam page requires additional nice art and it's also a great commitment. Yeah. I need to dash for a few minutes. Need to make a call. Thanks for the reply, Mr. Eldig. Yeah, don't worry, Arkham. Maybe push could have another purpose. Stun enemies. Yes. Yes. Another idea. Someone talked about that, which is very interesting. Our game was stolen. Oh, because they're publishing it on Steam? They're publishing it on itch. There's no DRM or anything, so it's easy to steal it. Is that what you're saying? We finally have some progress in our little battle against the stolen... Okay, maybe I should read that. We wanted to share something important. Recently, we discovered the Diapers Please has been stolen and re-uploaded to the App Store under a completely different names, My Baby or Not. This was done without our permission, and the person who uploaded it do not contribute to the development in any way. The stolen version uses the exact same gameplay, visuals, and mechanics because it's literally just a copy of our itch.io version, wrapped in a mobile shell. We've already submitted the copyright infringement notice to Apple, and we hope they will remove the unauthorized copy. Interesting. And so it was removed, right? Despite our repeated request, Apple refuses to ban the account of the individual who stole and sold our game for profit. One of the thieves earned an estimate of 60k by reselling our free jam game, yet Apple is allowing them to keep the money, and they share money with them because of Apple 30% fee. How are they making 60k revenue on a free game like that? This is fucking crazy, especially on mobile. So far, Apple has only confirmed that the removal, but not taken action. Holy fuck. Well, you should not worry about that, to be honest. You should not worry about that, because there's not a lot you can do. There's not a lot you can do. Ads. Ads? No. Mobile doesn't pay. It was paid on mobile, yeah. But even that, it's crazy to me. Like, it means that the jam game is good enough that people were paying for it. That's kind of crazy. So they had no time for anything else. It's done for a jam. Yeah, okay. Exactly. Then how the fuck did they make 60k? That's exactly what I was thinking. The game has to be super fucking good, right? Is there a good time of the year to post a demo or whatever, or whenever I do end up publishing the game? Quixie, I don't think there is a good time of the year to put a demo. I would just say you can time your demo release with the Steam Next Fest, right? The Steam Next Fest is this big event where Steam will push demos in front of players. So what you can do is you can have your demo earlier than the Steam Next Fest. That way you can start building up some hype. You can start building up some wish list, sending it to content creators, press, whatever. And then that way you arrive in the Next Fest with a higher velocity, and maybe you do an even better Next Fest. So I guess that's the only thing you have to consider. And Next Fest, you have one in February, you have one in June, and you have one in October, I think. You can see that online. I don't know exactly the dates, but you can watch that online. You can see that online. Don't make polished game for a jam. Yeah. Just maybe be aware that it can be rifted if it's not encrypted. But even if it is, I guess, right? It cost $3. It was top 1 selling in some countries. That's how they found that. Later, they found out that there are other games that were stolen from jams, but did not make tons of money. Yeah, okay, so that's a numbers game. Okay, so the idea is that you publish a ton of stolen games, and maybe some of them are going to be successful, right? So they were just very lucky. Wow. I see one thing. I feel like one thing is pretty cool for them. It's showing them that the game might be already quite good, right? That might be the only cool thing about that whole thing, is that it's reassuring for them. So you need to use an engine that has shit support for iOS. Exactly, sounds like shitty business. Yeah, of course. I mean, you're stealing something, so it's already very shady, right? So I thought you were talking about something else. I saw something else recently. I saw someone on Steam posting open source games or games created from tutorials, but like the template project, not like they created something. GD Quest demos, yeah, exactly. Which I find incredibly stupid because I don't know why people would pay for that. So what's the idea behind that? Like, what is the goal? And especially, those demos are so well known. This is incredibly stupid. Like, people will see that you're stealing incredibly fast, no? If I sent a very, very early copy with so many unfinished features, would you try it and give some feedback? Yeah, Quixie, we can do that. From time to time, what I do is I check out games from people online, on stream. Sorry, yeah, for sure. I've repurposed an open source Minesweeper engine once for iOS, but free, no ads, and attributed, mostly because I enjoy the idea of no guesses Minesweeper for free. Yeah, and I'm not against the idea of using open source stuff and publishing it. If it's allowed in the license, that might be okay. It's just that it's incredibly stupid to think that you can put a demo as is you're not even adding anything to it. You're just putting the demo on Steam, and you think that it's going to make money? Would you be proud if a project from your course was sold on Steam? I think I would be proud, yeah. I think I would be quite proud. I think I would be proud. It would be an achievement. Like, hey, that's actually fun. That's actually fun. But the games are not publishable, right? The games are not publishable because the game is not finished in the course. It's just there to show how to do juicy stuff. So it's not enough. But some people might try. Since I don't pay the $100 a year anymore, it's gone. Okay, yeah. Well, GD Quest demo is also not finished. Yeah, exactly. But it's stupid. It's even more stupid in the sense that it's just a demo from them. There are tons of games using Kenny assets, probably. Yeah, sure, but it's a bit different, right? Like, Kenny's is making these assets for that specific reason. Here, we're talking about, imagine you're taking the FPS template from Kenny. Kenny made an FPS template, or a third-person platformer, or whatever. Imagine grabbing that project and selling that project as is. Not adding anything, just that project. How can you believe that it's going to make any money, right? It's incredibly stupid. Incredibly. I don't know, like the tons of asset swapped third-person shooters based on Unreal's template. Even worse than that. Because it's okay to use a template. I think it's okay to use a template. That's the goal of a template. It's to be used. But you don't sell the templates directly. That would be so stupid. It would be incredibly stupid. So, did you say something? You said something, Lewis, that was interesting about stunning, right? Yeah, the push could have another purpose: stunning enemies. That's a feedback I got from people, and I agree with it. So, instead of killing the pushed enemy on collision, it would maybe deal damage, like deal 1 damage, and it would stun the enemy. Maybe. That could be a thing. Which means, now the push is more about controlling the situation, more than instantly killing enemies, right? And that might be better. It might be about control. It would still have the other abilities, meaning that when you push an enemy, it's dealing damage on its path. It's still a projectile. I like that direction. Clearly separates push and slash. Yes, the slash is for doing damage, and the push is for control. And breaking shields also, because the shield has to be broken by pushing it. That's very logical, right? But you don't kill instantly, which is going to make the game much harder, to be honest, because the enemies that have more health are going to be much harder to kill. So I think we need upgrades to make sure that the slice can also deal more damage. I was about to suggest to use the $100 from CSGO skins, but you can't use your Steam wallet. Yeah, exactly. You can't. So I think we can try that. We can try to, instead of killing, we can try to do the stun instead. I think that's an interesting direction. Because all of the other suggestions and all of the other things I thought about were difficult to put in place. And I think the fact that I made the push kill the things instantly was too OP, right? I think it's way too OP. And that is why it doesn't work that well. Do you think the survival game market still has potential? I think survival still has potential, yeah. I don't have the numbers, so I have no idea. But I think survival can be cool, especially if it's shared. If it's online, it's even better, because people like to play games like that online. But yeah. Survival can lead to a bit of depth, right? By having crafting and such, so people can enjoy that. Are there enemies that push protected, like you push them, but you instead just ricochet? No, not yet, Dino Christ. And that was an idea. That was suggested too. To avoid just... Sorry, why am I showing that? To avoid just nerfing the enemies, to avoid just nerfing the push, we could modify some enemies to make sure that the slice is also very useful. So some enemies could be immune to being pushed. That could be one thing. And then some enemies could require the slice. For example, we thought about the snake enemy, right? Which is an enemy that has multiple parts. You could slice those multiple parts. You could have an enemy that is more complex and that requires to be sliced multiple times. I'm just not sure how to differentiate an enemy that can't be pushed. I'm not sure how to show it, right? I'm not sure how you can you tell people this enemy cannot be pushed, but can be sliced. Like, why is it? You see? Why is it the case? Maybe you try it and it's fine, right? Maybe you try to push it and it pushes you back, so you understand immediately. I thought it could be funny to launch yourself an accidental pinball style machine, like yeah, true. Yeah. I'm looking at my tasks. I'm looking at my tasks and I'm looking at what I should do, because my next task is quite big. It's showing, it's adding randomness and choices. It's one of the biggest thing I need to do. I'm just not sure I can implement it right now. It's too much work, and I need to find I don't know. But if it doesn't move, you can root it into the floor somehow, like cracks under. Okay, interesting. Pulsing wave around them. Maybe a modifier on an enemy that is visually indicated with chains locking it in place. I have that as a... So the problem with the chains is that right now I have it as an upgrade for the slice. So I feel like it would be the same thing, which would be confusing. I have those chains that are on an enemy when you slice them to lock them in place. So it would need to be different. But also, I think people would try, right? I don't think it's necessarily a big problem, because if you try to dash on it, there's a shockwave happening and it pushes you back. You understand that you can't push, so it's okay. You're like, okay, I can't push it. For some reason, I can't push it. And if there is, as you said, if there is something that's showing you that this enemy can't be pushed for some reason, we find something that tells the player, they will understand. I'm just afraid that they might be scared to try to slice it, though. But maybe not, because they only have two options. So if one is not working, they're probably going to use the other one, right? So that might be fine. And I think it's quite impressive. I think it's quite interesting, right? I think that's quite interesting to have something that is not able to be pushed, because in the game, pretty much anything can be pushed. Like anything, even the gems, even the portals, anything. You can push all of the things. So introducing something that changes that. Boom. You thought you could push everything. No, you can't, you fucker. That's interesting, right? And that's quite cheap. That's quite cheap for me as a developer. I remove the pushable component, and that is it. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. And that changes the gameplay. That changes the way you have to react. I like that. But would that enemy be otherwise visually distinct? I think we have to show something, no? I think we have to show something to the player. At least, we don't necessarily have to show it all the time. I think we do have to show it all the time. Two things. If it's only one enemy that can't be pushed, it's okay. We don't have to show all the time that this enemy can't be pushed. The players will just understand it. They will see the enemy, they will be like, oh, this enemy can't be pushed. I know it because I've tried, and it can't be pushed. Because there's like an effect, a shockwave, or something showing you that you can't push that enemy. Now, if it's just a modifier, like the shield, if enemies can be immune to push, just like when they have a shield, they can be immune to slice, then we need something to show it. So, right now, we are using the shield to show that an enemy cannot be sliced. So, to show that something cannot be pushed, it could be somewhat similar, maybe. I don't know. What tells you I can be sliced but not pushed? I have no idea. It can be something a bit different. It can be something that is like I don't know. What about an enemy that has partial shield surrounding it? So each push would only break a slice of gesture. Exactly, Luis. Exactly. That is something that I have in my tasks that I need to explore at some point. An enemy that can, in some ways, have a weak point, right? It's like a it's like a weak point. You have all of those shields. If you're good enough, you can break only one shield, and then you can slice. You can enter the enemy from the weak point. If you're not good enough, you just push it multiple times and you remove the entirety of the shield, right? I've thought about that. Yeah, that's very cool. I don't know exactly how I would implement it yet. Enter the enemy. Yeah, exactly. You enter the enemy. You slice the enemy. It'd be hella fun. If you're required to push in multiple directions to break enough shield to allow slicing. Yeah. Exactly. I think it's fun, and I think I need to explore that a bit more. I need to make enemies that are a bit more complex to fight, because in Hyperslice, enemies are quite easy to kill. All of the enemies are similar. Yes, they have different attacks. Yes, they have different, like they're shooting bullets or not. But at the end of the day, you're killing them the same way, which makes the game very boring, right? Because it's always the same thing you have to do. Having to place yourself or move around an enemy differently or whatever, I think can be really interesting. Spatially engaging, yeah. I agree. I need to learn their complexity before I decide whether I want to enter them or not. Yeah. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Foamy14. So that's definitely something for the future, but I feel like this is something slightly more, slightly different than the push directly. I think my push and slice, I think those two mechanics have to work no matter the enemies, in a way. And maybe it's stupid of me thinking like that, because a mechanic only exists inside of a system, right? On its own, it's kind of useless. That's also something that people don't necessarily understand at the beginning when they're playing Hyperslice. Because I don't introduce shields, for example, very early in the game. Maybe I should introduce them much earlier, just to teach people the use cases. Because one type of feedback I get from players is, I don't understand the difference between the push and the slice. And it's true, at the beginning, there's not a lot of difference, right? There's not a lot of difference because the slice, because the enemies have 1 health, the slice will kill the enemies, and the push will also kill the enemies. So you're like, they're doing the same thing. Why should I care? Like a basic enemy that requires pushing early on. Exactly. Or you have a very early wave with shields, and then the shields disappear for a while, and then they come back. But that way it teaches you, oh, okay, that's interesting because of this, right? Do you ever feel your game is empty? Empty? In what way? Not so much. So we need to find a way. I like this idea of trying to push I like this idea of trying to stun the enemy on damage, on wall collision. I like that. I think it could be interesting. I think it could be interesting. Oh, you know what? Why am I not thinking about this? Why didn't I think about it? Upgrades, abilities, a new ability that could work very well. Stun enemy on pushed damage. I'm not sure it's very clear. I'm gonna write it differently, don't worry. It targets damage. A pushed enemy deals damage. No. When a pushed enemy deals damage, it stuns the damaged enemy. Just like with the slice stun. Is it called slice stun? Dash stun. Yes. I think this is a very cool ability. This is a very cool ability. Do I have a stun? I have a stun. Like, I know there is something that's like spark. Okay, that looks like a stun icon. That's a nice ability. Why didn't I think about it? So this is the design problems. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. But it's also fucking late. Yeah, that would also work. But in my head, I'm thinking about the cartoon icon, you know, the thing that you have on top of your head with like the stars that is showing that you're stunned in a way. I'm thinking about that. So the star icon reminds me of this. It's pretty late already, and I didn't do anything. That's not good. What do I do? Do I start something? The most important thing I need to do in my game right now, I have two things that I need to do. I need to add more choices, more randomness to the game. Basically more player agency. That's one thing I need to do. And it's going to be the next devlog. And I guess at the same time, quite important as well, I need to make sure that I'm balancing the slice and the push correctly. I need to do those two things. I need to do those two things. But I'm not sure I want to try the push right now. And I don't think I have enough time to start doing randomness and choices. I don't think I have enough time to do that. Give me a second, I need to check something. Because otherwise there is one thing I can do very easily. I can start working on the special room. I need to have also more... I need to have different things in my game. Let me show you what I mean by that. So I have a lot right now it's pretty cool. I have a lot of game design things to work on, and I think it's great because game design is hard and it's something I should get better at. Notion. Look at that, I have a custom cursor now. Pretty cool, right? Look at that. In my game right now, we have... Oh shit, because I'm not... Can it switch to the keyboard? Hey, it's not switching to the keyboard. Why is it not switching to the keyboard? Oh, it is. That was weird. So this is the timeline of my game at the top that you can see, right? This is exactly how it looks right now. All the small ones are normal waves. The big one in here is the missiles fight, and the slightly bigger ones are the waves where you need to survive. Which honestly, are not so different from normal gameplay. I think it's cool. I think it's cool to have those waves, but it's not super different. What I think I want is maybe to put these missile fights at the middle as like a mini boss for the demo, if we think about the demo. And I want to have like one or two ways where you have to do something different. It's not a mini boss, but you have to do something different. And I thought about because pushing is quite pleasing. I thought about protecting something, right? Why not having something which is you have to protect a payload or something? It could be fun, right? So you would have the arena, you would have a payload to protect. And how can you protect it? Well, you slice the enemies that are trying to go on it, of course, and then you push it to move it where you want. And you have to protect it for 30 seconds or something. And you get bonus at the end. You get bonus depending on the health. If the thing is full health, you get the maximum amount of bonus. If it's mid health, if it's whatever, you get bonus. And if it's killed, it's like a bonus wave. I think I want to see it as a bonus wave. Meaning, if it gets destroyed, you don't lose. You just don't get anything. What do you think about that? It's very similar to the bonus waves, right? But it's a bonus wave that is different because it's not purely a reward. It's not purely a reward in the sense that you can die during that wave. You can actually die during that waves because you have enemies. But failing the mission doesn't kill you. It only doesn't give you bonuses. And I think this is cool. Right? I think this is cool. And I think this is something that I want to explore. But there's also... I have too many things to do right now. It's terrible. Adding randomness and choices. Oh yeah, I wanted to grab this image. Choices before wave and challenges in wave. That's what I want. Okay. Sounds interesting. Yeah, it sounds interesting, right? We also need to have enemies that are not really enemies, but I have too many things to do in this game. We need to have hazards that are not really hazards, but I'm thinking we could have like enemies coming and trying to do lasers from outside of the arena, big lasers like that would kind of separate the arena, forcing you either to avoid them for the entirety of the wave or send something on them. But the thing is, things don't go through walls normally. Fuck. You see what I mean? And you don't parry the laser. So maybe instead of sending lasers, they're shooting stuff. And you can push it back on them. I think that would be very cool. You can kill those things, but you don't have to. Right? This is something I need to explore. I need to explore using the outside of the arena a bit more. I think there is something interesting here. Okay, let me write something down. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have a lot of time right now. Challenge in a wave. Choices before a wave. The challenges inside of a wave I think are interesting. I can't develop them right now, right? I don't have time. But the challenges in the wave would be objectives that are shown. Like maybe you have like one or two that you can do during a wave. That would generate reward or more points. And the objective could be kill enemies, kill under 10 seconds. The objective could be use only the push, dash less than X amount of times, stuff like that. There would be slight modifiers that you would have during a wave, right? They would change for each wave, I think. And they would get... They would allow good players to have something to do, especially on smaller waves, like waves that are easier. Right? This is something that I want to develop. To give players a bit more agency. And then the other thing that I want to develop is give you choices. So from time to time, you will have two portals instead of one, giving you the ability to do something else, like do something that is more challenging or whatever. But you see, those things are pretty big. Like, I can't implement them right now. I don't have time for that. And it's too big to start right now. So either I do the special room stuff, or I continue working on the reward gems, because I have this reward gems scene, and I'm not using it yet. And finally, I can also do dropping gems on damage. I don't know if you agree about that, but right now, the only drawback about taking damage as a player is that you lose health, of course, right? You have a limited amount of health, you have 3 health, and you lose health. I think you should also drop gems. I don't know why. I feel like dropping gems when you take damage could be interesting. And it feels like playing Sonic, which makes sense. Right? So maybe I do that. Maybe I do that. You drop gems. And of course you can get those gems. Why would that make sense? What's your connection to Sonic? I just like the idea. I just like the idea. In Sonic, the rings are important. And in my game, the gems are quite important, right? The gems are the currency that will give you a lot of stuff. So I want to punish you for taking damage. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. And also because later in the game, I need to implement some sort of meta progression. And one of the system that I will have, is very simple. You can buy ships, right? You can buy a new ship using the gems that you collected. If you die, when you die, you will lose a certain amount of your gems. Otherwise, it's too easy. And you will be able to use those gems to buy a ship. So I just feel like it's logical. I also thought about something relatively easy to add a bit of meta progression. Let me know what you think. I think we discussed it earlier in the process, right? I think we discussed it earlier in the process. I think we discussed it earlier. I don't want to add very complex meta progression in my game. First of all, because I have to implement it and I don't want to. And also because the game is not going to be big. There's no need for that. But to give a reason to players to play the game again, I feel like having a bit of meta progression helps a lot. unlocking new ships might not be enough for some people, but unlocking new abilities and new upgrades, that can be interesting, right? So imagine my game at the end has around, I don't know, 50, 70 upgrades or something. What if you start the game with only 25 and you can buy more upgrades as you progress? That's something that I've seen in Go Mechable. This game doesn't have meta progression on the character itself, if I'm correct. I'm playing it on. I've played it on the Game Pass. I really recommend. It's a very cool roguelike, and it goes really fast. You move a lot. It's very pleasing. I find the game a bit similar to Hyperslice in a way, or I find my game similar to this one in the sense that you move a lot, which I really like. And in this game, I don't think we're going to see it. But when you are in the hub, you can actually use some of your money to unlock new upgrades, new weapons, and new things like that. And you don't choose what you unlock, which is super cool. You actually bump into something, and it gives you money. It gives you it uses money and it gives you an upgrade. And I feel like this is an interesting way to tell you, hey, you might try another run because now you have possibly a new upgrade. Right? That's pretty cool. I also think in the future I need a new type of enemy that drops bombs on the floor to cover the floor. That's kind of what the lasers are doing. They're covering the floor, which is forcing you to move. I want to have that with bombs also. And I have an enemy that does it already. Anyway, this game is really cool. You should definitely play it. If I take damage, it's only game's designer's fault. Yeah, true. That's very true. So as you can see, we have a lot of stuff to do. And I don't have time for that. So I might do the drop. I might drop the gems really fast because it's the easiest for me to implement right now. Doing the reward gems will take longer. I don't have time for that. I need a better win scenario, but it's also just for the demo. I have too many things, and when I have too many things to do, I'm stuck. Fuck it. Too many things. And I need to do a new trailer, and I need to too many things. Okay, let's do that. Let's do the drop. It's something that I can try. It's manageable. It's not top priority, but I don't have enough time to do anything else right now, unfortunately. For that, I will look at my enemy base. And my enemy base, probability drop gems. I could use that, right? Probability 1 to drop. I can drop the amount. How do I do that? Drop. How do I do it? Drop amount. Drop probability, drop amount. That's perfect. That's what I need. Okay, give me that. Give me your drop. Put it on the player. I put it above the zones. Probability is 1. Yes, if you want. I have a huge script. Let me think. Do I fix the slice before I fix the randomness? Is it worth an entire video? Because I'm trying to time my updates with like devlogs also. If it's easier to fix, I might fix it before. I don't know. I have no idea, guys. I think I will have to try it on my own to get a feel for it. But changing something so drastic feels hard, right? It's difficult to do that. I don't know. Those are the SFX. I will not do that. Particles. Probability. Drop gem. So on destroy. No, on damage, sorry. On damage. So on hitbox. On hurtbox took damage. Amount. It's fun. I don't look at the health, right? I don't really care about the health. I just need to make sure that the amount is superior to 0, just in case. And I will drop an amount, and I will drop a certain amount. Le travail était ennuyeux, alors je suis revenu. Maintenant, tu as une attention particulière à la douleur américaine pour que les gens pensent que c'est pertinent maintenant. I don't understand what it means. I really don't. I really don't. If the health is that, you do this. Otherwise, you do that. Okay. So if you're dead, you drop half of your gems. You drop half of your gems, right? So you drop the amount. Ooh, you know what? I will create a better than that. I will create another function. So drop gems. I will grab the amount global stats of my ID gems. Drop gems. I want that divided by 2. And I want that divided by 2. If I do an int division, it's fine, right? What are we working on today? We talked about a bunch of different things about game design. I'm at a point where I have a lot of game design things to work on, which is difficult because it's a lot of different things to try. But we talked about that, specifically making sure that the dash push is not too strong compared to the dash slice. We have some ideas. I need to try some stuff. I will try them on the side, and I will show you on Friday, I think. And right now, because I don't have a lot of time before stopping for today, I'm only dropping gems when you take damage. I think that's something interesting for many reasons. Amount. So let's do that. One thing I didn't think about is that those gems will be gathered immediately. So we need to see how it plays when you play in the game, okay? So you drop the gems, and when you drop the gems, you drop a certain amount, you drop this amount, and you remove from the stats. So you do globals, stats of ID, gems, you remove this amount. Somewhere we need to make sure that we know. Somewhere we need to make sure that we know that we need to make sure that we can't go below 0, right? We need to make sure that we can't go below 0. A very easy way to do that would be to simply clamp the thing. var new gem count. I'm going to do it like that because reasons you will see. So I want to clamp that. I want to clamp that minus the amount between 0 and something very big, I don't care. There's probably something built in Godot to have like the max of value or whatever, but I don't care. And then I put this new gem count in here, and I also do it if global's player number is superior to 1, you also do it on the second player. You mean like max and min? Yeah, there's probably that, but I don't care. You can get the dash pushed a weakness or penalty to make up if it's super strong. Yeah. I don't think I like that though. I don't think I like that. In my opinion, nerfing something is not necessarily the best way. If you have two things and one of them is slightly more OP, I feel like the best way to find an equilibrium is to boost the other mechanic, not to nerf the other mechanic. You see what I mean? Because if the mechanic is fun that way, why would you nerf it? It's the easy solution, but the problem is that it makes it less fun. So it might be possible to make the other one, to buff the other one, to make it as fun, and to have, like, something better. I don't know. We need to try, okay? So drop gem. So you mean like min and max? Probably. Probably. When we take damage, I get that. Okay, when we take damage, guys, I have a question. When we take damage, what do you prefer? We lose a certain amount of gems, like always the same amount of gems, like 50 gems. So if you have less than 50, you lose everything. If you have 100, you lose half of it. Or is it based on the amount of gems that you have? Like we always lose 10% of our gems or 20% of our gems. What do you think? So the more gems you have, the more... I mean, you will get those gems back. They are on the floor, right? They don't go away. You can just grab them again. So I think it's fair to drop like a percentage of them and to drop a lot of them. I think it's fine, right? What do you think? Like we could take 20% of your gems and we cast that as an int. And I don't drop an amount. What do you think? Let's give it a go. Let's try. Okay, so give me a second. I need to write something else about my design problem. Dash boost is not used enough. How to motivate players to start again without meta progression, and toggle. The gameplay loop gets repetitive. For that, we have many different things that we can do. One of them is give player more agency, choices, challenges. Randomness is not giving agency, but you get the idea. Bonus waves that give you something for free. And finally, challenge/reward waves, where you can get something if you perform well. The gameplay has to be different than the normal waves. Bonus waves that give you something for free. What you're doing to get the bonus is different than normal gameplay. I would do a lower percentage if you have lower. You would increase the percentage as you have more. Right? You would make it not always the same thing. Interesting. I can try that. I have to work on performance in the game also at some point, because on my laptop, it was struggling to run at 60 FPS. And my laptop has... So, of course, it's a laptop. It's not, like, amazing. But it has, like, the equivalent of, like, a 1030 inside, I guess. Maybe a bit... It's not, like, super powerful or anything, but still. It should run the game, no problem, right? It should. Oh, I lied. Okay, so look at it. I will try to take damage. Ah, you see the problem? I'm grabbing the gems automatically. Whoop! That's cool. $10.30, only the LSS and frameshim will save you now. Exactly. And exactly. No, I think it's even less than that. It might be the equivalent of like a 900 something. Let me check what it is. The graphics card is a 1050. It's a GTX 1050, but it's a laptop one, so it's probably not super powerful. But still, it's a 1050, so it should be capable. It should be capable, right? Of running the game smoothly, and I think it was not. So I don't like that. So when we spawn the gems, don't we have a way to tell them to get activated later? A pure move. Okay. Pickup radius. Activate. Lifetime 15. Should I add something? Export var. Activate after. Float. What is the time? In here we said 0.15, which is not a lot. Activate after. Okay. What you could do is go and do... But how do I pass that? How do I pass that? Give me a second. Enemy base, I don't care. That. Drop amount. It's just a dropper. It's just a probability dropper, right? It's just a dropper. So let's pass optional data. Let's pass some optional data. It's a dict. By default, it's empty. When you drop, you pass the data. That way it doesn't change anything. It's optional dropper. Instance, to drop instance, you do instance set meta. I will change the name of the meta. I will change, I will call it data, right? I will set metadata and I will say data. Okay. You're setting the meta. In here, in the gem, in the fucking gem, in here, if has meta data, you can get the meta data and you can look at what is it that we are going to pass. We're going to pass activate after, and we are going to use that. Okay, activate after. And so when we drop the amount in here, we are going to pass a thingy, which is activate after, and we're going to activate it after, I don't know, 0.5. That might be enough. Which is like this. It's a thingy. Okay. If you have the data, blah 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 blue. Will that work? I think it will. I think it will. Skibidi bop.
It's just skin and bones, nothing inside.
Purchase the source code. What are we listening to? Darren Knob. Let's use that. Okay, let's play the game. Let's play the game. Activate after on base dictionary. Get meta. Data. Activate after. We are always passing the meta. Alright? With our drop amount, we're always passing the data. In here. I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to say if data empty. If it's not empty, then we are setting the meta. That way it's a bit easier. We can check a bit easier. Otherwise, I could check if the metadata is empty, of course. But I can just say, no, I'm not even passing the meta. Skibidi meta. Skibidi meta. Skibidi meta. Give me the gems, you fucker. Skibidi. Some people also suggested to have two different cooldowns for the push and the slice. And while honestly it could be a solution, like it would be like having two weapons. I feel like it could be confusing though, right? It could be hard to show that to the player. So I'm not sure I want that. Oh my god, I'm lagging. Okay, so let's take damage and let's see. Okay, you lost some things in here. 71. 71. And then you're getting them again. Okay. So of course, if you're moving, yeah. If you're not moving, you're grabbing them again immediately. But normally in the game you're moving, right? So you're like this, you're here, you're like, oh shit, I took damage, and then you have to go and grab them. I think that works. And I think what I'm going to do though is I'm going to make a lifetime much shorter. Lifetime, I'm going to change the lifetime. And I'm going to put a lifetime of like 8 seconds or something. That way you have to go and get them immediately. You can't wait. You see what I mean? Lifetime 8 seconds I think is enough. It's half of the lifetime, so I think it's good. Hey, Brainoid Games, Raid and Slice, Brainoid, that's amazing. Thank you, Steam, for finally updating the wish list. How are you doing? And thank you for the raid. Welcome. This is a raid. Stick them up. Welcome, Spacey 3D. Welcome, guys. I hope you're doing good. We are working on Hyperslice. I need to update the gem count. Do you know how I update the gem count? There might be a signal bus for that. Gem picked up. Ha! There's a gem picked up, but there's not a gem count updated. Gem count updated. Let's do that. Let's force it. Thank you for the follow, Gnomable. Welcome everyone. I hope you're doing good. If you don't know me, my name is Mr. Elliptic. I work in Godot. I created Dashpong, which is on Steam. My cat is super cute, just right there. You can't see her. And I'm working on Hyperslice right now, an arena roguelite where your only weapon is a dash. And we are working on losing gems when we take damage. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? It is. I hope your stream was good, Brainoid. Talk about cats if you want to win my audience. Oh shit, yes. Okay, give me a second, give me a second then. Give me a second. How can I do that? I know how can I do that? Ah! Is that it?
Nice computer you got here.
Phone. Would you look at that? Perfect.
It's me, Mario. Let's go.
She's so cute. She's so freaking cute. That silly look. Yeah, exactly. They love the new thingy. Look at that. We bought it. Okay, I'm gonna show you again. Give me a second. Back camera connect. It's gonna pop back. We bought this. They fucking love it. They fucking love it. And you can see there are two spots. And so they go here and they watch outside. They love it. Anyway, welcome guys. I hope you're doing good. How is the development going, Brainoid? How is it going? Waves. Gems. Do we have gems in here somewhere? Gem picked up. Let's do a function that is gem count updated amount int void. I'm using Godot 3, so I'm creating functions to help me. Oh fuck. To help me create signals, to help me send signals, because it's a bit boring with Godot 3. And this gem count, I need to update it to my gem count stuff. Where is it? It's gems. You're going to signal gem count updated on gem count updated. It's the oh, it's the same, so we can plug it to the same thing because we're grabbing the same count. Okay, that is fucking stupid because we don't use the amount. Good. It's going really good. People have been joining my Discord and reporting bugs. That's nice. Today I made a playtest tool where you can edit your deck, collection, money, and everything, so people can test the worst edge case of the game. Okay, amazing. Cool. So it's going great. It's going great, right? I think I'm going to start. Yeah, I'm going to launch the. I'm going to activate the gems after a small period of time, a bit longer. When you take damage, right? You know what I will do also to make my life easier? I will do spawn gem box. That way I start with more gems. I start with more gems, that way I can see more easily when I lose. And I go here, I take damage, you can see my gems are here. And you can see that they drop 8 seconds, blah, 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 blah. Is it 8 seconds? It doesn't look like at 8 seconds, right? It looks much longer. Oh, so much health. It looks much longer than that. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, it was roughly 15 seconds. So it didn't change because I'm a fucker. Because I'm a fucker. I'm grabbing, I'm putting the data in here, right? The data is pushed. If data is empty, I'm putting the meta data. If you have the metadata, I'm grabbing the metadata lifetime. And I'm putting that in the lifetime, but the lifetime is started here. I'm putting the metadata right there. Okay, that's it. Cool. So that should work. So yeah, do you think it's a great feature? I think it's a great feature. And also you can easily add an upgrade now. Look at that. What I like about roguelikes, the only cool thing about roguelike is that if you change something in the gameplay, you can now create a new upgrade to counteract that. You make the player slower, you can create an upgrade to make it faster. You take damage and you drop gems, you can now create an upgrade that doesn't drop gems anymore. Can you believe it? My store page has been approved. Yuri! Congrats! With the trailer and everything, right? It worked? You managed to upload the trailer. I can actually believe it, yes. I can actually believe it. Congrats! Are you making it public right now? Do you want to share it? Or not? Okay, one thing I need to try is how fast can you grab the gems? Is it fast enough? Can you share the link? So imagine you take damage right there. You're like, come on. Oh shit, I took damage. And then you die because you're a fucker like me. Okay, let's go. Desynchronized. Quick retry. Let me spawn. Hey, no. I need to add an upgrade. Quick retry. Spawn gem box. If you want me to spoil the surprise exclusively to your viewers. What surprise? Oh, because you're going to announce it? Is that what you mean? Yeah, I think it's fast enough, right? I think it's fast enough. Imagine you take damage and you go directly and you try to grab it. I think it's fast enough and you grab it. Yeah. I think it's a cool feature. It probably doesn't make a huge difference, to be honest. 8 seconds might be too long. Let's try. I take damage, I go in here, I grab the heal. 8 seconds is too long to grab your gems back. Yeah, 8 seconds is way too long. 8 seconds is way too long. I've not told publicly yet. Oh, anyway, yes, of course. Look at that. Would you look at that? The Blue Album. It's a beginner-friendly tool for making music. Create anything from a single beat to a complex melodic piece with an intuitive step sequencer and a huge selection of synthesized instruments. Okay, one question. The instruments, are they made by you? Like, it's a synthesizer, so it means that it's created with code, right? I guess it's not like recorded or anything. So the sounds are yours? Am I correct? Of course I'm adding it to my wish list. Go wishlist it, guys. Go wishlist it. Bushka Sea oil. Is that how you pronounce it? I would say sea oil. Sea oil, but I'm not sure. Features. You should put a GIF in here. You should put a freaking GIF in here. Maybe I should try to make music with it. I did it once, but it sucked because I don't know how to do that. Has literal transcription in the description. And I'm supposed to read it, but how do I read that? Are you crazy? Do I know this guy? I know this guy. He's well known, right? He's well known, right? VVVVV, Super Hexagon, Dicey Dungeons. Ah, that's the guy. Okay. Well, congrats. Very exciting stuff. Very exciting stuff. And I'm wishlisting. And I'm putting it in the newsletter. Do you know when you're going to release? I'm putting it in the newsletter. March, Godot stuff or game dev stuff or cool stuff. It's a tool, so it's that. Okay, nice. Very, very cool. And you're correct. The instruments are PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, the football team. So lifetime is too long, guys. Lifetime is too long. So let's do lifetime of 4 seconds. 4 fucking seconds. Not the Paris Saint-Germain, but programmable sound generator. Fuck, we have to look at it now. A programmable sound generator, PSG, is a sound chip that generates or synthesizes audio wave signals built from one or more basic waveforms, and often some kind of noise. Yeah, okay. PSGs use a relatively simple method of creating sound compared to other methods, such as frequency modulation synthesis or pulse code modulation. Interesting. Are controlled by writing data to dedicated registers. Yeah, but you're not doing that. You're emulating what they're doing, right? Basically waveform and a lot of math on top. Okay. Hence the name programmable sound generator. One or more basic waveforms are generated, typically a square, triangle, or sawtooth. Yeah, okay, and often a noise signal. The waveform's frequency and volume, and the noise tone and volume, are typically shaped using an envelope and or mixed before being sent to the audio output stage. It's a virtual chip, but the principle is the same. Yeah. Very cool. Very, very cool. Regarding the realization, need to sort that thing out about builds. Remember? As soon as possible. About builds. I'm not sure I remember. Something about builds? I remember the thing about the trailer. The linky thingy. Ah, yeah. Okay. I do remember now. Okay. So I take damage, the thing is here, and they disappear quite fast. Okay, so you have to get... Oh, yeah, that's good. You have to get them quite fast. The drop amount is missing something. The drop, get free, guess it. Cool level. Drop probability, drop for in range. Safe position. Get closest to safe. Oh yeah, and the gem is going to have a pickup radius. Okay, they're kind of clumped together, but I think it works. I think I'm happy with that. The linky thingy. Okay, yeah. Did they respawn? No. I need a quick break. I see you in like 2 minutes. I will put that as the one I want. I saved again! I fucking saved! I hate my life. I hate my life. I do Control S all the fucking time. And now it takes like 5 seconds. Oh, it's really time to stop. Then put that in here in the middle, and then go in here, put it to white, and then go in here and put it to alpha, and then go in here and put it to full white, and then put it to here. And this would be my anti-aliasing, and now I have created a bow. I could do that, but do I want to? Well, I guess I did it now, so maybe I want to. Stuff, how do you call it when it's your first time? Un baptême? Sleep in the mountains, nature will take care of you. Unfortunately, I think it's starting to become like losing your virginity. No. Emitting is equal to true, okay? Emitting is equal to fucking true. You fucking what, mate? You fucking what? I want to... I need to calm down. I need to calm the fuck down. We were doing, don't you fucking worry, okay? Are you worrying? You should not. Drinking alone helps. Congrats. Huge congrats to Daniel Mullins. Huge congrats. I'm going to follow you, of course, because I want to see what you're doing. What are you usually doing? Bloop, keep it alive. Sacrifices must be made. It looks like... Okay, what? Okay, what? What? Okay. I think I understand. That explains a lot. It makes sense. Okay.
Create an engine. It's like imagine it's like someone saying, hey, I really want to get into programming, but before that, or I really want to create software, but before that, let me create another language for that. Why? And Juan was talking about that recently on a tweet, and he was saying that he believes many studios will actually stop creating their own engines, and they will start using commercial engines more and more, because it's simply too complicated for them to maintain both a game and an engine. So he believes that in the future we will see more people choosing Unity or Godot or Unreal, and maybe modifying the engine. For example, in Godot you can modify the engine, so maybe they will modify the engine.
Oh non! Oh non, je suis du pain! I am in pain! Oh non! Oh non! Vous pouvez pas me faire ça! Oh non! Oh non! Regardez la taille de cette boulangerie. Oh non! Je suis du pain. Ah! Ah! Les têtes à claque. C'est vrai. C'est véridique. C'est complètement véridique. Véridique Moby Dick. Try the steps to see if you get stuck. I never get stuck with the stairs. I love the stairs. The stairs are working incredibly well, right? No problem with the stairs. Why would the stairs not work? We are sometimes ejected where we not want to, but it...
Yeah, okay. The names are the same, and I'm running different windows with the same names, so it's having a bit of trouble capturing the right window, but otherwise it works fine. And you can see my input working. So that's pretty cool.
Alternative control. Alternative control. I'm going to take that player control and I'm going to put it right there in the fucking middle. Right? Right there in the fucking middle. Boom. I put it right there. And every time you're checking the button, I see what's happening. It's because the boss is moving. Let's go. I think I'm better now. I think my score should be better on this one. 18 seconds. Let's go.
Okay. It's getting pretty crazy right now. Clearly the speed was not updating. so now it's updating. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Too early. Let's change color. Let's do that. Let's dash. 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 Boom, then we are green. Let's go. Not yet. Not yet. K-Milos, 3 consecutive streams. Let's go. Okay, I think I'm gonna finish on that, so let's modify that probability drop thingy. Has metadata for the gems. Player is dropping this. It has that. It has the gems. Let's say player drop gems on hurt. Very cool. Okay. Very cool. This is something I wanted to do, and so I can have Hyperslice task. I can put the drop in here, and I can say and I can say what? I can say I'm going to create a new upgrade to counter that. Do you know anyone that is live? That is live? I don't see anyone live. Usually there are people live at that time. Ah, Covino is live. I think I'm starting the raid right now because I need to go. Sorry for the... Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I missed. Leaving already. Yes, yeah, I need to... I want to stop. I'm usually streaming too late. And so I want to stop early. I don't want to work too late. Just Covino. Yep, I'm launching the raid. I'm preparing that. Don't drop. No gem drop on damage. You can do that. If you want to play safe, you can have that upgrade, which I think is going to be pretty cool, right? I'm going to be live again on Friday, as always. I will show you the updates. I will show you the updates on the slice. Go out in the sun while you're still there. Here, we already lost it. Yeah, I still have a bit of sun. So yeah, I will update you on what I've tried. Stay tuned, because I might share some stuff on Discord. Thank you guys for being here. And I think we are nearly ready to go. I just need to launch the raid. Thank you guys for being here. And see you on Friday. Let's go for the raid in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Adios.
We're gonna need to connect somewhere. Like on player connected here. Mr. Elliptic, the King Juicer. Working on Hyperslice right now. Be sure to wishlist it over on Steam.